What up, you filthy animals? It's Bodega Cat. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Last Slice podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can stalk us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and also on our Twitter at the Last Slice podcast with 2 E's.
Warning. This show contains content that might make you laugh. If you're offended, them boys want you to know that they're sorry. Hell, who am I kidding? Them boys don't care about nothing. Enjoy the show, folks.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Last Slice podcast. It's your boy Bodega Cat with the Bodega Snacks up in the house. We have Jimbo the Kid.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And Mr. I don't even know what to call you anymore.
What?
Drill boy.
Mr.
What do you mean?
Mr. Soundbite now?
Mr. Soundbite.
Mr. Twitch streamer now?
Oh, God. What's up? What's going on, internet?
There it is. Chill, boy. And we have a very special guest today, a gentleman who I've had the pleasure of knowing for a couple of years. We kind of fell in love when we first started a job together. It was kind of like the movie Step Brothers. It was kind of like, you like comic books? Yeah. Do you like comic books? Yeah. You like Marvel? Yeah.
But that's like halfway through the movie, though.
I know.
That's when they finally like each other.
But
That's weird.
We started off right out the gate. Like,
Fine, yeah, we'll
and
go
then
with
we
that.
became friends,
Ignore
and then
the
we
first
went to Comic-Con together, and then we both left that job and have gone on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, man.
He is a amazing artist. He does a lot of great graphic design. If you love Mortal Kombat, this is the man for you. If you love Spider-Man, this is the man for you. If you love really perfectly rendered, hand-drawn caricatures of characters that are different from the norm, this is the man you go to, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I still have him saved in my phone as this. This is Kendo, a.k.a. Spider-Man.
I didn't know that. What's up, everybody? That was a
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for being
this
on.
is awesome.
I literally have you in my contact list as Kendo, a.k.a. Spider-Man.
That's funny. I just have you as
Social security number. 5
Everything?
Everything.
I'm gonna change you to Bodega Cat,
Okay.
which
There you
leads
go.
me to the question: why?
Why?
Why that name?
Because I'm a snacky. I'm a snack man.
Okay.
I'm all about the snacks. I've always been, since my childhood, hitting up bodegas and hitting up 7-Elevens. And, you know, I was always that pestering kid.
I did have the privilege of doing that with you today,
Yeah.
and I can see it.
I mean, look at this bountiful.
This is
like our mini Thanksgiving. That
this
we got
is
today.
this is Friendsgiving.
This is Friendsgiving,
This is
right?
Friendsgiving.
Just
I like
sugar, salt, and, you know, that's what makes a great bodega, as long as you got the snacks going.
Fuck it, I like
So-
it.
And a cat on a loaf of bread.
And a cat on a loaf of bread, because
Chubby
I
little
fall asleep on certain places too.
That's true.
Yeah.
You did at work.
I fell asleep
That's why
outside
they stole
of
so many things back in the day.
I fell outside of an Atlantic City hotel room one time.
Really?
Oh, God.
Face down,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep, face
Face down.
on the
Like-
floor.
Didn't make it to the door.
As an
Didn't
adult
make it.
or
As an adult, didn't make it in.
good for you, man.
Yeah, just.
I wish I had
snuggled up.
I wish I had. You know what we did? I went to remember Josh?
Yeah.
I went to his bachelor party in Atlantic City, and you know what we did?
What?
We played paintball, like half hour away. And we get back, and we kept it going. So we bought Nerf guns, and like we had this Airbnb, and at nighttime we was just lights off, everybody shoot. It was like 10 of us in there.
It was like Splinter
shooting each
Cell.
other. You know how many times I got a fucking foam dart in my eye?
Oh, my God.
But it was so fucking worth it. We didn't go to the strip club. We didn't go to the boardwalk. We didn't do anything the first night. We fucking played Nerf guns and got fucking drunk. Like, I shit you not. And then the second night, I don't know what the fuck we did.
You should have played Russian roulette with Nerf guns. That would have been dope.
That's extreme, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We're trying to celebrate life, not reenact somebody dying. And
Oh, God.
I want to see my odds play out.
I now know why adults tell their kids don't shoot people in the face with a
Oh
Nerf
yeah.
gun.
Oh yeah.
That bitch hurts.
Yeah.
That bitch hurts.
That bitch hurts.
One time, Trill Boy over here shot a airsoft weapon indoors inside
No, I didn't
someone's
shoot.
bedroom.
I didn't shoot.
Or you left it loaded. One or the other.
I left it loaded.
He left it loaded.
Left it loaded.
He left a loaded weapon inside of a bedroom, and someone picked it up and pulled the trigger and broke this kid's computer screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
wasn't me. I was like, yo, I didn't pull the trigger. I was like, you pulled the
And
trigger.
they're like, why would you
me.
leave it loaded?
I was like, it's not my fault.
It's pretty funny.
Damn, you just
But,
ruined his gaming, bro.
He looked devastated. I was like,
I
damn.
would be
he
too,
was-
man.
He was shook.
I'll be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get mad. My little cousin would come in my room when I'm not there and play with my toys. So if motherfucking broke my screen, I would. Oh my god. I'm not a violent person, but
You throw your screen and be like,
I'm gonna hit you.
Oh my god.
So, Kendall, I know you've been on your artist game for a while, but something new to the game that I've seen you've been mastering, I would say, is you're a tattoo artist now.
Yeah, man.
And I'm going to use the word artist. I'm not going to use tattooer because you are an artist first.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I have, you know, when Facebook throws you the memories on this
Oh,
day
yeah.
and bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've had a couple from like 2012
Wow.
of statuses me writing, "Yo, I'm gonna be a tattoo artist one
Yep.
day,"
yeah.
and it's something that everybody's been like, "Yo, dude, you should definitely fucking
Yep.
do that." And it's just unfortunately you're your own worst enemy where you hold yourself back and you don't do shit. So about 2 years ago, my boy Wilson opened up his own shop in New City called Temple Art, and you know it's a good friend of mine and whatnot. So I'm like, yo, I want to learn. I literally just in the middle of him tattooing somebody, I was just there chilling on my off day, like it's just a spot to chill. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at him like, yo, teach me how to tattoo. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. He's like, all right. So that's where it started,
dope.
bro. Like that was during COVID and shit too. So a lot of things were closed and whatnot, and the shop was closed and whatnot. But we would still chill there and shit like that. And then he whips out this old school coil machine that, like, you know, the old tattoo machines. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, here you go. He's like, start
is that?
tattooing. It's like fake skin and shit. It's like these rubber things, and I just started, bro, and it's fucking weird. It was fucking. It's like
Nah, it's dope that he was willing
picture
to help.
a fucking pen attached to a fucking dildo vibrator, and motherfuckers tell you draw a straight line. I'm like, shit. I'm used to like a fucking Apple Pencil, and
Yeah.
like, you know, you just. But this was like, it was like, holy shit, I got a long way to go. It's different, bro. It's like. It's like you're a graphic designer.
Yeah.
It's like they tell you to make something out of paper and construction paper. It's different. Like
It's different,
You're
bro.
gonna do the same shit, but now you just have different tools. Like I was telling you earlier, bro. Like it's like everything is the same, just
Yep.
same outcome. And yeah, no, it's been cool. Like I tattooed fake skin for months and months and months out of like fear. Like yo, like
Yeah.
it's not. I'm gonna tattoo somebody's skin. Like I could either infect their shit, or I could do a good job, or I could do a terrible job, and it's on them forever. And it's like, that's like I think the biggest reason why I took so long, as far as from when I started learning to actually tattooing people.
Nice.
Yeah.
And one day I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. The only way I can learn is if I do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
just gotta do it,
I hit
man.
my cousin up. I'm like, yo, you want a tattoo? He's like, yeah. He's like, where? I was like, your crib. He's like, cool. Who's gonna do it? I'm like, me, nigga. And he's like, oh shit, word. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get the Assassin's Creed Origins symbol tattooed on his arm. So we did the Assassin's Creed symbol with the Eye of Horus inside, like the Egyptian eye and shit like that. And that was my first one, and I was like, all right, cool, I could do this.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I just needed to get over that hurdle, and was like, all right, this is it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's been cool since, man. It's-
That's a cool piece to have, because I know you're a huge Assassin's
yeah,
Creed
you know
fan.
me, yeah,
bro.
So like that first
that's-
work is like, I got this, and I already know what we're doing with it.
That's why it meant, like, on top of that, that's my cousin. Like that's to me, that's my big brother. You get what I'm saying? Like you have those family members that are like not just cousins, like second
Yeah.
cousins or whatever. There, it's like that's your brother.
Yeah.
So like to me it was awesome. Like that was like
That's dope.
my first tattoo. Like one of my favorite people in the world. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite shits in the world. You know, like So it was cool, man. And
it's a special moment.
It was a good moment. We was doing it at his crib. It was jokes, you know, like he's trying to like. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm setting shit up, like my hands are shaking, like not even tattooing it. I'm just like, he's like, you nervous? You know, like he's fucking with me. I'm like, yo, damn. And so whatever. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And then he's like, oh. And like as time goes, like as a tattoo artist, you know, you go get tattooed. They ask you how you doing, how you feeling, you're good, you know. So I'm doing that, like, and I see why they do that. It's like to give the person comfort too, like not just on my end, but for them too. And he's just like, it's all jokes. He's just like, yo, he's like, you're really gentle for your first time, like, like you know, like
Very
trying to ease you up.
So I was like, all right, like cool, like, you know, like I was like, he's like, you're so gentle, your hands are so soft. I'm like, oh shit,
my God.
Like, that just gave me the boost to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's do this. In the work and shit, and it's fucking awesome.
What I would say I love about your story, because as far as as long as I've known you, you've always been an artist. Because back in the day when we used to work together at Best Buy, you were out there drawing cartoons and characters on anything, piece of paper, napkin, cardboard,
the clipboards.
Your shit is dope, bro.
He would make animations out of our managers, out of our supervisors, and there's some of them that are pinpoint. Like you just look at it and you're like, yo, I know that guy. He works over in the cell phone department. That's a perfect image of him. Like, you know, his own rendition of the person. So I appreciate that, you know, this is where you moved on from. And, you know, it's great because a lot of artists out there, they don't start as an artist. They're just like, I want to do tattoos. And those are the type of people, when you go to their shop, they're just like, just pick one on the wall and you can get it. You know, it's definitely different because I see, like we were talking about earlier, it's like I could see when people do it for the money and people do it for the passion. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tattooing is, I feel like if you're not putting the passion in, you shouldn't be doing it. You know, you're putting this on somebody. These people probably spend months saving up the money, saving up the bread to get this tattoo that they envisioned in their mind and shit. Like people get nervous before tattoos. Like this is like people get hyped. It's almost like, you know, like your birthday. Like
it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And who the fuck are you to not fucking give them that experience? Like,
or care.
Shit. Like, like some tattoo people are great artists, terrible personalities, and it's just like, even if you get this fire ass piece, you don't. A part of the experience is being there with your tattoo artist, talking to them too, and they could be like the biggest assholes. And me, I'm like, I don't like to talk shit or you know, say I'm better than anybody, but like I like to say I have a good personality. I could literally start talking to somebody I don't fucking know and get their story out, and it's cool. Like there's always something. Like you never know what people go through or
the experience.
You know, like, yo, why this tattoo? Talk to me about it. Like that's so dope, bro. I you know, like that conversation is dope.
It's not like that human element.
You gotta give them the full experience, and some people are just there, like, yep, okay. Where they don't talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I had those kind of situations, especially when I tattoo people I don't know and they just don't talk to me and shit. Like, you know, like if anything, I talk about the tattoo, I'm like, oh, this is fire. Like I have myself, I'm my own hype man, and I'm like, if I'm in it, I'm gonna produce that fucking quality. You know what I'm saying? And it's.
No, it's dope. That's what makes like a great artist.
I think that makes a great person in general.
It's where like you're hype about the piece, your customer's hype as fuck, and you're into it, and you're passionate about it, and you're going ham. Yeah, that's dope because then you realize that, like, guys, because I know my artist, he went like 8 hours on one piece, and I would ask him, I'm like, yo, you know, 8 hours is a long time. He's an older guy. You know, you're back. If you want to go walk around, he's like, nah. We're doing this. You know what I mean? I'm high, bro. Let's go.
I've gotten that.
Yeah, I felt bad because I know he had back problems and stuff. I was like, yo, we can stop right now. We'll go out for a walk or whatever. He's like, nope, we're doing this. Like, and he's happy, bro. He's like, yeah, let's do this.
That's how mine is. He got mad at me when I wanted to stand up and take a walk. He was like, no. He's like, bro. He's like, I know I didn't give you a break, but he's like, just let me.
Yo, my guy made fun of me. He was like, in the beginning, he was like, yo, what's your longest sit? like in one of your pieces, so like, yo, I top out like 4.5. He's like 4.5. He's like, we're going about like 7. I was like, no way. He's like, don't be a bitch. Let's go. Sit down on the table and let's do this. Like, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great fucking feeling. Yo.
Yeah.
Like, especially if I'm doing a piece I want to do. Like when I was doing a Goku piece, the dude was like, he was in pain and he was like, and I'm just like, don't stop right now, bro. Like,
please.
I'm in the fucking zone right now. Let me just fucking finish this one.
Yeah, you get like into that tunnel vision where it's just like, yo, you block out all the noise and like you're there.
Yeah, I get
You're like
that.
dialed in, bro.
That's why, like, I hate to be a picky tattoo artist, but I know the style I can do and whatnot. So a lot of times when people come at me and they say, "Oh, I want to get this name or this word or whatever," it's like it's not. It's cool, yeah, whatever, but it's not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole different vibe. It almost affects the whole mood that day in a way. Like I'm doing something that I don't really care to do, versus something that like you're doing it. You're like, shit, this coming out fire. The person looks at me like, ooh, that is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different vibe. That's a different like feeling. And
Gives you like motivation.
it's
bro.
like adrenaline almost. Like that's a high right
It's like
there
a high,
in
bro,
in
like-
itself. And it's fucking awesome, and you don't want to stop when you know, like. So I've become like, I know what I want to do. I know the style I want to do, and as fucked up as it sounds, like even though it's practice, like every tattoo is a practice session to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to do these kind of pieces. You know?
Yeah, and being a tattoo artist also, it takes a long time for you to master the craft to where
Absolutely.
you want it to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. It's like it's a whole journey. It's a whole process. It's like you are learning along the way, and which is
I follow a bunch of like Wilson is a great fucking tattoo artist, but he's always so busy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Booked.
so he's booked until like
Booked.
May or July of next
Booked.
year already, right? So that's my dude.
Yeah.
He basically gave me the material, not like literally, but he gave me
Like the foundation.
and then said, go with it.
Yeah.
Because I know you can. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me that. He's like, go to these people's houses, do this. It's all practice. That's how I see it, right? So I'm out there. Certain things you're like figuring out yourself. Like you know, something you can't teach is how deep you have to have the needle in somebody's skin, and not many people understand. Like
Yeah.
it's a science to it. You get what I'm saying? And like I'm like, I overthink a lot. I overanalyze a lot. So I'm watching YouTube videos trying to figure out how deep I should put the needle in somebody's skin, right? And all these guys say, I can't tell you. Like, they're like, I
Yeah.
can't tell you. It's one of those things you got to just figure out on your own.
Like everyone's skin is different, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
And exactly. That's literally the biggest reason why, too. Like, and I'm like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I overanalyze that, but it fucking makes sense once I'm in there. Like, if I do a line and their skin is kind of stretchy, it doesn't grab the ink as well. So now I know I have to go a little deeper and I have to stretch the skin out more.
Yeah.
And it's like a learning process, and you can't teach that shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I appreciate Wilson. Like, I'm not really in the shop anymore because I have this job and shit. I'm always working. I tattoo on weekends. So there's no real time for me to go. And all I'm going to do there is just watch him tattoo.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I learned to, like, just pick up different techniques on my own, off the niggas on YouTube, and, like, just become your own artist. Like, I think my journey is different than somebody who's paying for apprenticeship at, like, a legit school and shit.
Yeah.
But my goal in life is I'm gonna be better than that person and their mentor.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I could say I did that on my own.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's to me the fucking goal right there. You know, like have my own shop, have niggas look at tattoos on the street and be like, I know who did that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they pull
That's
up.
like the biggest
Yeah.
compliment.
That's
It's
the-
just
that's the
yo,
goal.
That's That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a creator, bro. That's
I'm a
the thing.
creator, bro. I was
Hell yeah,
I was
bro.
created to create.
You're
right?
a
So
visionary too, because you know where you want to be.
Hell yeah, bro.
that was a meme I saw.
Have you have you come across that difficult person yet? Like the person that's just the person themselves. They're difficult to tattoo. Because I got a story for you.
What, like a whole experience tattooing
There's-
someone?
I'm not talking about their skin. I'm just talking about the person just
person
can't take
just
the pain.
Like a personality,
or the person just can't take the pain. They keep squirming. Have you encountered those yet?
Yes. So, all right. So I have 2 cousins I grew up with.
Right.
Is my cousin Melvin, who's like my big brother, and then my cousin Carlos, who's more of my age and shit. Like that's my other brother. You know what I'm saying? There was my cousin Melvin is the one I did the Assassin's Creed tattoo on, and then he's like, "Yo, I want another one." I said, "All right, cool." So I don't know if you guys watched the anime Demon Slayer. If you guys heard of it,
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Nope, I watched that.
So they have the Slayer kanji symbol on the back of their jackets, right?
Yep.
It's like this symbol, whatever. So that's what he wants. No problem. It's pretty straightforward. My cousin Carlos was like, his whole life anti-tattoos. Like he's just not with it. You know what I'm saying? No piercings, nothing. Like he does his own shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know where the fuck he got this like hand poked crucifix on his chest, like right here.
Ooh.
Like him and his girlfriend at the time or whatever had like a fucking ink pen and just fucking
The
literally
hand poke kits.
Yeah,
Oh,
they literally just poked them. Like they made some makeshift
that's
prison
more
shit.
painful.
Yeah.
So he has this stupid ass cross because it doesn't even look like a cross. It looks like an L with like a little fucking penis.
We know someone who has like a cross like
Yeah,
that.
we know somebody with a messed up cross there.
So like pull up the like the destroy logo or whatever, right? So if you see it, that's what my cousin wants, and then the other one wants. He has a son. His name is Carlos Leonidas.
Yeah.
So I was like, it'll be fire if we do a little Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
Like on your chest. So he's with it. Mind you, it's like this big.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that, like 2 inches or something, right?
Right.
Bro, I love my cousin Carlos, and he throws down like he's a fighter and shit. Like we all grew up, you know, in Spring Valley and whatnot. You have to fight.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people that just enjoys fucking fighting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you're out there and you're just like, yo, like I got this. He got this. He's fine, bro. Bro, the first line he goes. No. I'm just like, no, bro. That set the mood for the whole fucking tattoo, bro.
So can I tell you why I asked you that?
Why?
Because I watched this one
Oh, I didn't give
get
no
his
problem.
first tattoo.
I didn't give no
Wow.
problem.
Talk about calling out.
I didn't give
I
no problem.
swear to God.
I didn't
Hold on,
get no problem.
Hold on.
Making it up. He's making it up. He's making it up because I didn't give no problem. Because
I'm not
the
saying he
tattoo
gave a
artist
problem.
was like, "Oh, he was good." Like,
I'm not saying
first
he
tattoo,
gave a
he was
problem.
good.
I'm not saying he gave a problem. Have you ever seen?
He's like, you lying.
You didn't give
lying.
no. You didn't give a problem.
Could I do like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and phone in a friend right now?
Listen,
I'm about to call up
Listen.
Mad Cow right now.
he sat in that chair.
Yo,
he sat in that
that's funny.
chair like a dead body, stiff as a rock. Like he looked frightened. Right? He was stoned. He did not move.
Okay, that's why.
He did not move, right? So he was fine. But when I tell you this kid's face, no sounds, he didn't cry, nothing, right? He was good. When I tell you his face, you ever seen Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And remember that one scene?
Yeah.
His
He's
neck veins are popping out,
yeah.
and he's going.
yeah.
That's what this kid looked like. But my man was solid. Sat there, took it like a champ. But his face, dude, the facial, there it is. The facial expressions this kid was making. Yep.
That's you right there.
That was his face. But no sound, no movement,
Yeah.
nothing. That was him. That was Trill in the chair.
Oh.
I was honestly impressed. I was like, wow, my man's taking like a champ. His facial reactions.
Yeah.
That's the Astro Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised the tattoo artist wasn't laughing at
It's
him.
not a terrible spot
Well,
for your first.
the thing is that when they did
The wrist.
when she did like the foot over here because it's so close to the wrist and whatnot, bro, the pain just went from like 100 to 1,000. I was like, yo, it felt like someone is cutting my wrist right now. It was like, bro, it felt like it was going in my arm, like feeling like someone's cutting my veins. I was like, bro,
Because she did the outline and
I
he
was
was
like, that's
good.
insane.
And then me and my other
you
friend,
got it like literally right on the.
me and my other friend are looking
Yeah.
at him like,
have-
you ready for shading?
I have my whole arm tatted, right? You guys
Yeah.
seen my tattoos
Yeah.
and shit. This is my personal logo. This shit is the most painful fucking tattoo I've ever gotten. Out of
Bro, it's the
whole fucking
worst,
arm,
that
bro.
spot right
Out
there.
of the whole fucking arm, this fucking and my wrist didn't take the ink well, like it rejected some of it.
That
so
was the
I had
same
to
thing
get
with
it
mine.
Fucking touched up.
The lady was saying
kept
that.
going
so
in.
tight. And then once we colored in the dragon, I know all this shit here is gonna fucking hurt. Bro.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, because when she was doing the shading and all that, she was saying, she was like, yeah, his skin is like not really taking the ink, so she had to keep going and keep going. I was like,
She's
bro, I
going
was like,
over
this
and
is
over and
And that's
wild.
That's one of those things you got to go back, and like back to your original question. It's like that's one of the things you have to keep in mind when you're tattooing. It's a very scary, nerve-wracking kind of thing because you're like, how can I pack this ink without hurting their fucking skin at the same time? And that's what makes it fucking stressful.
I wish you were making sounds, but you didn't make a peep. You didn't make a peep.
Well-
you literally just said just.
Like all in my head because I was like leading up to it. I
You don't
was like,
wanna- so-
I was like, yo, this shit is gonna fucking hurt.
Yup.
Then when it started happening, I was like, okay, not that bad or whatever and stuff like that. But then when she started getting close to the wrist, I was like, this is hurting like a motherfucker. I was like clenching my hand. I was like, bro.
He literally was Arnold Schwarzenegger from.
I believe it. I believe it.
I
And
was literally laying on the thing like this. I was like,
so
is it done yet?
The big thing is also like, let's say you end up going to get another tattoo, whatever. We do one on you, whatever. You're gonna now know what to expect.
Oh yeah, that's what happened with when I did my leg and stuff.
All
like
right,
that.
you have your leg one, but you gotta also keep in mind the spots you're picking don't really hurt that much.
Yeah, no, but there was this one spot on my leg when I have the robot from the day that the Earth stood still. So you know when the thing goes up, his visor, and the laser comes out. He put that in there, but the laser is close to the shin. Bro, when he got close to that, I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is hurting like a motherfucker right now. I was like, dude.
Wait till you get your elbow done.
Yes, I
I've
cried.
heard
That
about
doesn't
that.
count.
I
I
literally
heard.
cried. That doesn't
That
count.
doesn't count, bro.
Yeah, you got nothing
That
on it.
doesn't count. I
The
know,
ink
I
doesn't
know.
go
That
to the.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Look, wait, you have shading on your thing?
Half of it.
Oh, half of it. Yours there's a lot.
Yeah. He's got
One I got
he got
here,
the middle too.
and on the inside where it fucking is a lot softer skin. You want the no pain, that's pain.
Yeah.
But that wasn't as bad as fucking
You feel it in your elbow bone.
Oh, like right here?
right
yeah,
there.
this is mad soft
This was
skin right here.
painful, and the skin is so soft there. Like
Yeah.
it just because you got to keep in mind wherever your joints move and whatnot, that's where the skin is the softest.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever's exposed out to the sun and whatnot that doesn't move as much. That's what the tougher skin. So
Yeah.
anytime it's here, look, like that shit hurts. You know.
Seriously, my forearm's gonna hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
Damn it.
Especially once,
Yeah.
once here. For some reason, this fucking center line right here of your arm, right there, that is the most fucking painful thing. Especially the closer.
That's
you get
why
to the wrist.
that shit was like, it felt excruciating.
You're,
and
you're
shit,
right.
But like,
You're right in the center. Which he's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a reason to say it fucking hurt because he picked a tough spot. Going back to my cousin. He was here,
Yeah.
it's close to the armpit, so I understand some
Yeah.
of the pain he was going through.
well, I heard like on the ribs that fucking hurts
less,
like a
there's
motherfucker.
less meat, and it's going back to how the elbow is.
Yeah.
where there's less meat and the
Just
skin,
bone.
and there's so much nerves there. And shit.
Yeah.
Holy fucking! I picture the pain, even though I haven't experienced it myself, and I picture it, and I know what it feels like, and I know it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Just because I know the feeling of the needle, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to get a Anubis right here,
Oh, right on the rib.
right up like this way and shit, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that.
Eventually, like on this arm, I just want to do like all anime stuff because I already have Astro Boy there, so I want to like fill it up with like
you
more
wanna know
animation.
something crazy?
What?
I like doing anime tattoos.
I know. I kind of like for my next one, I kind of want to do like a Gundam Wing or some shit like that.
I build Gundams too.
Yeah.
I want Helsing.
This
I
dude.
like vampires.
I want Helsing. That's fun.
Speaking of vampires,
Why don't you
my
get Blade or
tattoo
something?
Instagram
Helsing.
is Dracula.
No Blade?
Helsing.
Inc.
A la carte.
Dracula.inc.
You wouldn't do Blade?
With a K.
With a K.
Helsing.
Blade?
Yeah.
Nah, Helsing.
Leslie?
I don't want Blade. I want Helsing. A la carte.
You know that's Dracula spelled backwards.
Yes, I know that.
There's only one true king of vampires. Anyways. But yeah, no, that's dope. I'm so with it. If you
Yeah, I want to like fill up this whole thing with like all anime stuff.
I'm with it.
All that
I'm
other
so
stuff.
with it.
Maybe like
Let me poke you. I would like to poke you.
I really want to do a Gundam thing, but like
Gundam.
that would probably be like over here.
The only thing I will tell you about a Gundam,
Yeah.
the amount of details are a lot.
It's a lot.
It would have to be a bigger piece than that Astro Boy.
Yep.
Like if you're trying to have multiple anime characters on it, you have to consider the space you're dealing with and the amount of details that go into it. So if we end up doing a Gundam,
I think I would do
you might
want
to. Are you trying to do his whole body?
Probably just from like the chest up, maybe. I don't know.
Because that will work better. We could blow it up more and have, especially if we're doing the OG Gundam, the gray,
the original mobile suit.
the mobile suit.
Yeah.
He has the cleanest lines, so it's just straight, just line work and a little bit of shading and
Do it
shit
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would put like literally like right here and stuff like that.
OG Gundams though.
Yeah. That should be
I'd put the
fire.
fucking Liger Zero. Do you know what the Liger Zero is?
Of course, bro. Zoids,
Oh
kid.
my god, do you know what
Bro, I still have my box of Zoids.
pull up the fucking Liger Zero right now. I have this.
You don't remember Zoids?
When if you would have
Remember
pulled
that?
up to your crib like from school at like 4 or 5 p.m. and put on Toonami, Zoids was on. I guarantee you. Look,
You
these
went
are
with
the-
us.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Remember we went
yeah.
to went to Chinatown with your cousin and Trill, and they went ape shit for this store that I brought them to that had all the
Where?
Zoids in Chinatown.
Oh, Chinatown. I got
Remember
the
that store I brought you guys to?
I got the Chinese or the Japanese attachments for the American toy
Yeah,
version.
yeah.
So I had like the green one that turned into like that big tank like armor looking one.
remember.
The
I had-
Panzer?
Yeah, the Panzer, and then I had the Schneider, the orange
right
one.
there, the
yeah,
bottom right.
yeah. I had that.
That
I
was my
put that on
favorite
there,
one.
bro.
That was my favorite
That was
one.
my favorite. I put that on my model kit that I had, bro. It was wild.
They need to bring Zoids back. I feel like it doesn't get the love it needs.
Yeah.
No.
They try to reboot it with like the guy that runs Pokemon or whatever, but
Yeah.
it doesn't translate well to what like you picture. You know, like you ever watch Gundam?
No.
No, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. Like those are mature animes and they're dope and shit. And
Yeah.
So Gundam is considered an anime.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
What is technically considered anime? Like that? It's
Dragon
just
Ball Z,
yeah.
Naruto, Demon Slayer,
One
Gundam,
Piece.
One Piece,
It's when you can tell it's Japanese.
It's just
One
Japanese,
Punch
that's what I'm
Man.
saying,
You know
right?
the guy, the bald-headed guy in the orange, the yellow like superhero suit. With the
Yeah.
The One
cape?
Punch Man.
Yeah, One Punch Man. That's anime.
Okay. So anything basically.
When you could
like
tell,
Japanese
when you could
cartoon.
tell it's Japanese,
manga.
it's
It's anime. Okay.
versus like you get your fucking Batman cartoon, your X-Men shit like that. That's American styled animation, which is just
Yeah.
cartoons, you know.
Yeah.
Ed and Eddie, fucking.
So basically,
Dexter's Lab.
anime is considered.
Bro, I had
cartoon
all these, bro.
for Japanese.
It's
basically.
essentially
I had the wolf one.
manga is their Japanese comics.
You remember
Okay.
all that?
I remember you had all of them.
I have
I had
a
this
shit
one,
ton-
bro. I was hyped up when this one came out, bro.
The Berserker?
Berserker, bro. I was super hyped up. I was like, bro,
So, do you collect Gundams? Like, do you have Gundams?
I have
You have
one.
Gundams, so you know how it's high grade, master grade,
Yeah,
perfect
yeah, yeah.
grade. So with the Zoids, because I do follow them
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. They was the original American releases, which were all stiff and shit.
Yep.
And then they have the high end master models,
Mm-hmm.
which are like that what you have right now, like hovering over on the mouse and shit. So those would be like the master grade,
Yep.
the high grade versions, and like you're building up. It takes you like an hour and a half to just fucking build the leg or some shit or
Yep.
something.
wow.
I remember
Like,
all
those
that.
are crazy detailed and shit, and they cost like the price of legit.
I think I had this one too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, those shits are so awesome. It is cool. It's,
Oh, I had this one too. I had the
Shadow
fox.
Fox?
Yeah, the Shadow Fox.
I always call my dog the Shadow Fox because he's black and he's like a little copper here and there, like
Yeah.
those Doberman colors.
Bro, I was hyped when the Berserker came out because I was watching the cartoon all the time.
Yeah.
And they were like releasing them
Next time
whenever
y'all
like
go to the city, let me know because I will pull up. with
I'll
y'all
take you to the
that
store.
spot. Yeah,
They still have them in the store.
you're close
I
to
go.
Gundam Planet, which is another
I
dope
love
spot.
Oh, I've been to Gundam Planet, bro.
Planet is a godsend.
That's where I got the Star Wars ones.
Yep.
The Stormtroopers and Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those from there.
Bandai.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got those from over there.
So that spot is just like a warehouse of fucking anime shit. Like not even anime, just
Anime,
Japanese
Star
shit.
Wars.
In general.
Dope. It's
Like a lot of like
Model
Bandai's
kits.
Japanese and shit. So they have things of that. Like I've purchased like a couple Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've been
shit like
there.
that.
Oh yeah, they got the Marvel stuff there too. So
Figure arts.
Yeah,
This guy
bro.
right here.
Yep. Yes, sir.
If he goes missing, then
So, getting into the news this week, boys. Kyle Rittenhouse not
Oh
guilty.
boy.
That's crazy.
Not guilty.
Oh boy.
Not guilty, guys.
I don't know. I don't get involved with politics and shit like that. Like, because anybody's gonna take shit the wrong way. Like
you're gonna get smoke from one side or another.
Everybody.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's one of those things. This is why I don't get involved with.
Politics is like going into a pregame lobby of like Call of Duty.
Modern
It
Warfare
really
2.
is. It's, just-
Modern
it's
Warfare
one
2.
side versus the other side.
It's
and it's
wild.
dirty, it's nasty, and it's brutal, bro.
You
Some
enter
people
that
would say some
bubble and
crazy
it's
shit.
like
You
madness,
hear that
bro.
one kid? I'm gonna F your mother.
It's crazy,
That's
bro.
the president of the United
Well,
States.
we're not going to talk about everybody's opinion on that, but I just want to say, have you guys watched the actual cross-examination of Kyle? It's like a 3-hour video from NBC Chicago.
Well,
It's
when
the
they
live stream.
looked at his social media and all that other stuff,
It's a cross-examination of him.
the best thing that came out of that, it was like, was this your Twitter handle?
Yes. Yes. Can you play that?
More doors, more horrors.
Yo,
baby.
yeah.
Oh
And it's
my
like
lord.
his bio was like just trying to get famous out here or something like that.
Trying to get famous. You got famous.
He famous, all right.
You got
Oh,
famous.
yo,
It was,
that
his,
kid-
it was his TikTok account.
that kid is gonna be.
I think it was Twitter or something like
His
that.
TikTok profile, I'm pretty sure.
What was it?
Twitter handle. Yeah, dude, that made
think it
me.
was TikTok.
I bursted out laughing because I couldn't believe. I didn't think that was real. I think somebody like dubbed it, you know. But dude, the fact that
Where
that
do I
they
go
asked
for
him
that?
is, do you say this is? You probably go to regular Google. Probably
it
somebody
this?
on Twitter. No, nobody, because they're not going to cover that because it's pretty.
God damn.
Not that good.
Where do I go?
Kyle Rittenhouse Twitter handle. Yeah, this kid's gonna be noticed everywhere.
The way I see him now is gonna be like George Zimmerman, the homie that killed Trayvon Martin.
Yeah,
It's his TikTok account.
Is it TikTok?
It's
TikTok.
I see he's gonna get treated very similarly by the opposing side and whatnot, and I don't know. It's
He's going to have to change his name. He's going to have to change his whole
I agree
identity.
that people will capitalize
He-
off of
he-
him because of his.
Yeah, he has to do all that, but like, bro, right now this kid is like a celebrity now.
Yeah.
He just what didn't he just get flown out to Florida just now?
By who?
And just recently,
By Nelk?
today.
Probably
No,
for
Nelk was
like,
joking about getting him on the show.
The politicians down in Florida flew him out, and they had like a whole breakfast this morning.
wow.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. And this is the thing is that this case, it's especially got so politicized and polluted.
He's suing CNN because of that.
Good. He should sue.
Yeah, he did an
the
interview now
media
with Fox
companies.
News
Oh, wow.
already.
bro. It's like what they say. No publicity is what was it? No
Bad
Bad publicity is still good publicity.
You know what the fuck? I didn't even know it myself.
Well, it's like, I mean, this is not the similar story or situation, but Bad Baby.
Yeah.
How did she start? She started on Dr. Phil, and she became viral, this viral sensation. And then if you were on TikTok during this whole, like the deliberations to the final verdict,
Yeah.
Yep.
TikTok was just flooded with the case. Like
Absolutely.
everybody's just posting up about the case.
It's a very big event
Well,
in modern times.
what I want to say to you guys, if you get a chance or if you just want to watch highlights of it, the way Kyle speaks when he's getting cross-examined, as people always claim, people get coached or they get mentored before they go into a courtroom. Whoever was this kid's acting coach was the greatest. He deserves an Oscar. He deserves an Emmy. The way he deflected all these questions,
Yeah.
it was amazing. I've never seen someone spoken so well in a trial since O.J. Simpson, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Well, how old is he now? He's like 18.
He's
19?
18 now.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, so he's it's not like he's like this dumb naive kid
Right.
who's just like, you know, he knows how to talk to people.
Right.
I guess
Yeah.
he's
4 doors, more
got
whores.
some intellect, you know. So like
Yeah, he went to Florida, I think, today, and they had all the politicians like had breakfast with him or something like that. It was crazy.
The NRA,
Wow.
NRA loves this kid.
Let me see if I can find it.
4 Doors More Horse.
No.
See, the problem I have with this case, and this is just my opinion, and I told you guys this many a times, it's the media's portrayal of a person by characterizing them and lying about certain things. And this is going for all of them, all CNN, Fox, MSNBC. The misinformation from the guy who said, hey, turn your phones off. Huh?
This dude.
Follow your own goddamn rule. No.
Apologize.
Scumbag.
That's out of love.
Oh my god.
That's like my favorite word currently. I'm sorry. You're an asshole. I'm gonna call you a scumbag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's their portrayal of people and just the amount of misinformation that they're putting out there. It's just like the kid who was in front of the Lincoln Monument and the Native American was banging the drums. They made it seem like the kid was instigating it or whatever, but he sued the media outlet for $250 million or maybe even more. And he won the lawsuit.
Was that the Native Americans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sells, bro. News sells.
Yep.
But especially if you're a news network, and let's say you put out misinformation, like let me say, like, all right, this guy, he's a con artist, whatever, blah blah blah.
I am.
Yeah, but you're not, right? Technically you're not.
Okay.
You could be. Who knows?
Maybe.
Right? And I put out a story
See?
that's lying about you, and then you sue me, and I'm a multi-billion-dollar industry or corporation. I can easily pay off that fine.
Yeah.
But guess what? The information of the news to the masses, people
It's already out there.
People will retain the information and regurgitate the information
Right.
without even researching.
Still there.
Because the power of the media and social media. That's how big it is.
See, my man was chilling in Florida.
Wow.
Having breakfast.
Getting snacks, and then they said Florida is nice.
The only snack I see is not on that table.
Yeah, she was cute.
Oh my god. It's crazy, bro.
In other news, Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Fake.
I just want to
That's
say,
publicity.
I fucking love you, Pete. You're the fucking man. You're my role.
Yo,
You're my
bro.
spirit animal.
Absolute greatest of all time.
He.
Kate Beckinsale.
That's it. That's all. That's all you have to say. That's Celine from
Ariana-
Underworld.
Yo, yeah.
He gave me my first boner. Do you understand how much I love that woman? That
She's
is
so
big.
hot, bro. She's like what, like 50
I
years
don't
old,
care.
and she's banging
If
stuff.
I was Pete Davidson, I wouldn't pull out. I would make her.
He said I would pull out.
I would make that woman be mine forever. In
Yeah,
some
yeah.
way.
Oh my god.
Have my babies.
She will have my baby.
she
I
can
love that
never
woman.
leave the house.
Oh,
But she has
my
to be in
God.
the black leather from Underworld.
Black
from
leather.
Underworld.
Hey, look at him.
So is that a rumor?
His
Is it
track
true?
record
Is
is-
Kanye's wife just out here? and
His
dating?
track record, bro.
Did you see that meme picture
impeccable.
where who's the other Kardashian sister that's dating Travis?
Courtney.
That's
So Kourtney has Travis, right? The other one has Megan Fox has Machine Gun Kelly, and they said, "Oh, Kim was like, oh, I need to get myself one too," and they showed Pete Davidson.
You know the funniest shit? So a couple days ago, there was like a headline saying how it's official that they're dating and shit like that, right?
Right,
Shawty's holding hands with Pete,
right.
like walking into
Oh,
somewhere.
I saw this, yeah.
This bitch was wearing Yeezys.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, hold up. That is the grimiest shit you could have
Hold
fucking
up.
did. Bro, I was like, damn.
Yo,
I would even go to say that's like a financial decision because she's probably like a shareholder in the company. So
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
gotta,
absolutely.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
gotta
What's this
promote her
picture?
brand, even though like yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
yo, like,
It's this picture.
Yo,
Yeah,
you think
still wearing
Pete
Yeezys.
would ever rock anything Yeezy?
Him? No.
Yeah.
My man's rocking
Nah.
New
Either
Balances.
New Balances, bro. He's like, I ain't doing
New
it.
Balances.
he's not that type of person. Like, and you could tell, in which genuinely is why I like Pete Davidson, because he has all this fucking money, all this fucking,
Right.
fame nowadays, and he still looks like the nigga you could chill with
Yeah.
on this podcast even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just here talking shit with us, you know what I'm saying? It's just something.
Yeah, but did you realize though?
Here's a Mortal Kombat
He
shirt.
was at Kid Cudi's birthday party and Kanye paid for the dinner for all of them.
oh,
I mean, how long ago was that?
Wait,
That
what happened?
was right before the pandemic hit.
Was that a
that was like 2 years
this is
ago.
I
recently?
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi, when he first came back out after the whole rehab stuff, he
Kid Cudi had a joke about that.
Something like that, yeah. And Kanye offered to pay for the whole dinner and stuff like that.
No, I think Pete had a joke about that in his
Or
stand-up.
maybe it was
Oh, he
Pete
did?
that had the joke about
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Because Pete went out with Kanye, something like that.
I think that's
Oh,
what it
Pete
is.
Davidson guy.
Yeah.
Oh, when Kanye crashed. Oh, so I guess Pete paid for the dinner and Kanye crashed the dinner.
Yeah. Because Kanye came out and was like, oh, we want the big table or something like that. And Pete was
Yeah.
like, yo, chill, Kanye.
Yo, you think he's with Kim because of Kanye fucking racking up that bill?
I got
That
you
was
back.
just all revenge.
I got you back.
He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll pay for this, but I got something better.
Oh
yeah,
my
give me 5
God.
years.
He's like, I got you back.
Oh man, that shit
Yeah.
is too funny, bro.
So it's like the child support money.
All right.
Good for him.
Recently, rapper.
How?
Y'all seen his movie though? When King of Staten Island?
It was
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
It was
Oh,
a good
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
movie.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was
It
dope.
was funny when that little kid gets tattooed.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw myself there.
You would not tattoo a child. I could not see you doing that.
No, but
my
we have the
God.
same goals in life, you know?
God.
Tattoo restaurant, tattoo bar, whatever the fuck it was.
We got Young Dolph. God, I can't even get it out.
Can you send me that?
Apartment. Oh
There's
my
a
God.
picture for the people who are listening. It says Kim Kardashian walking into Pete Davidson's apartment for the first time, and it's a picture of Hillary Clinton in like a Section 8 house in New York City when she was running for president of the United States. And she was like, "Oh, you guys live here?"
Oh my God, I can't, bro.
Well,
That's a perfectly timed photo.
Oh,
you
hell
know,
yeah,
she was
bro.
like, "That's a culture shock."
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
She's like, "Oh, people live like this? What?"
so what is this closet?
Is this a bathroom?
Look at her face. She's like, "There's plants in the kitchen by the sink." Yo,
Oh my God, I can't, bro.
she looks mortified.
Look at her. Look at her face. She's like, there's a motherfucking plant. Look at that. There's a motherfucking
What the hell is that?
There's a garden.
There's a garden. in-
Secret Service, we got Jumanji. Secret Service, please come check this
She's
weed.
so confused.
Secret Service, come check this weed.
She's like dumbfounded. She's like, bro, there's a motherfucking plant in the sink.
They're growing
She probably
marijuana
went
in
to
their
her
sink.
assistant and was like, "Did you just see that shit in the fucking garden in the kitchen? In the
Yo,
sink?"
inform the FBI real quick.
Yeah, these motherfuckers got weed in their sink.
Oh
Come get 'em.
my God, bro.
Oh man.
Bro, oh my God.
All right. In other news, rest in peace. Recently, Young Dolph, rapper, was killed in a shooting. Only thing I can say about that is another rapper going down a rabbit hole like King Von.
He was 36, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know his work, but I do know that this is not the first attempt on his life.
Oh.
And he
Yeah.
actually escaped one shoot. It's not funny. One shooting and 100 rounds hit the car,
Yep.
and he still survived. That is riddled with 100 rounds into a car, and you still made it out the first time.
It's crazy.
I still say 50 Cent is a cat.
So I'm assuming that this guy
Bodega cat.
50 Cent cat.
was just rolling around the wrong crew, right?
The thing is, he was going back home. Like, he went back home and stopped at a cookie spot. Because he always has to stop at that spot because that's like his joint, you know? That's just
Oh,
what
so-
he grew up with.
and
And,
then-
he got shot up outside.
So that's like Nipsey.
Like Nipsey.
Like
Which is-
you
yeah.
would think that he wanted to give back to his community, so he had that store that was there, and it's like these guys can't even go back
Yeah.
to their
Which
neighborhoods.
leads
Yeah.
to shit like what I was saying earlier. It's like, yo, like, why is it? I think Lil Boozy brought it up or some shit like that. Like, why is it that all these rappers like get killed in their hometown? That like you have the most haters where you came from because they saw you make it out of there and,
And
shit
they
like that,
didn't.
and then it's crazy.
Look
Like,
at King Von. He was another one.
Yep.
It's crazy.
But it shouldn't be like that, and
It's
that's the whole
crazy.
thing. Like
It's-
Nip was trying to say is like, community's everything, and then you get killed by somebody in your
In
same
the
hood
community.
from that
it
community
sucks,
that you
bro.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you should get killed anywhere, but still, it's like
Yeah.
it's just human nature, and it's like the worst kind. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Even like going anywhere else, like look what happened to Pop Smoke. Like just being in LA and stuff, and they pretty much put together like a whole team to like rob him and whatnot. Which is fucked up.
But I think that's a lesson to be learned from that situation and the same situation that happened to XXX. Is you don't flaunt things on social media.
Correct.
Because I think when Pop put up that IG story of like something that was mailed to that house address,
Yeah.
that was posted on social media. So the guys who were in LA already saw that and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna pull up on this dude."
Yep.
Because people, they're fucking tough. They got balls and they're also desperate. They're like, they know you probably rolling with mad cash. And they're gonna take it from you.
Nope.
It's crazy.
But it just happened that they went to rob him. They didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah,
So-
it's crazy, bro.
Speaking of robberies, what's going on, Trill, with these fast robberies that are happening lately?
Oh, I don't know. Lately, there's been a bunch of like robberies at high-end designer stores around the states. I think yesterday was Chicago. Last night too, I think Soho got hit or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, there's people just running
Is it
into
like
stores
these
and just
videos of people just going in, grabbing like a lot of people, large amount of people going in, grabbing whatever they can and then bouncing?
Yep.
Now, is that? Let me ask you a question because I was listening to something about like TikTok and some of these challenges. Is that possibly a social media challenge where kids are watching this and then they post it up? They have somebody film outside that they know,
Ooh.
but they act
honestly,
like they don't know,
I wouldn't be surprised if that's
and they're
that's the
filming
case.
it, and it's like a TikTok challenge or something like that.
I wouldn't hold it against them. Like not hold it against them, but I wouldn't doubt.
Be
that.
surprised, yeah.
Yeah, it's everything's a fucking challenge nowadays. It's fucking stupid.
They're
Yeah.
literally running into like Louis Vuitton. They ran into a Louis Vuitton, about 10 or more kids, right? Literally run into the store, grab everything off the shelf, and leave.
$100,000 in Louis Vuitton merchandise, wild card. So, I'm gonna be honest here and say I don't feel bad for Louis Vuitton. To be honest with you, I really don't.
My mom wants one for Christmas, so maybe I'll hit these boys up.
I'm not saying to the stealing is good. Obviously, it's not good. But I don't feel bad for Louis Vuitton because they get covered in insurance and they get that money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
What
like,
if on some conspiracy shit, they're the ones really hiring these kids to go fucking do the thing, and then the insurance kicks in, and then they got more
they
money?
got more money?
That's
so
crazy,
it's just a
bro.
I
scam.
wouldn't.
Isn't it weird?
Or how about the kids come back with the stuff that they stole and give it back to Louis Vuitton? Louis Vuitton pays them in cash the worth of that bag, right? Get the $100K back.
Get their name in the news again. Back to what we were saying earlier.
Yeah, and then have the same people come back in two more months.
That publicity, I
Do the
forgot the
same
quote again.
Hold on. Crazy theory. Put on your tinfoil hat. Were any of these stores Gucci?
Probably.
I was going to say, isn't it
Promotion.
Isn't it a coincidence that this is happening to these high-end stores and the Gucci movie's coming out in a few days?
Could possible.
Wow.
Wow.
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil
It's
hat.
gonna be nice right now, but yeah,
Tinfoil hat.
let's go with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Imagine he's right the whole fucking time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's in the back. Thank you for everybody who went and stole Gucci.
It's just advertisement for the new movie. They just don't know it yet.
Nope. Oh my god. Oh, they even hit
The
the
Christian Louboutin store in West Village. Damn.
Wait, but how are you going to rob one shoe?
Damn.
They only put out one shoe on the shelf. They don't put out both pairs.
No, they're grabbing bags, bro.
Oh, okay.
Now here's the thing.
Where's the employee?
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna do anything. The guy had a knife. If it's a female working in there, I don't think they're gonna go up. Yeah, that's weird
Yeah.
that they're doing this.
Holidays are coming up.
I don't.
Time to get your Black
They
Friday
gotta get
on.
their
You gotta
baby
expense
mamas.
Dad's girlfriend
They gotta
Yeah.
get their baby mamas their Christmas gifts.
I think
or
that
side chicks.
with the security tag.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start operating like jewelry stores,
Oh,
where you have
Oh
to
yeah.
buzz in, buzz out, have those cases.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can lock that shit up too.
Probably, man. I don't know. This thing is getting wild.
Yo,
though.
we in 2021 and they still haven't found out a way, like if someone's stealing,
stop
to
'em?
have like metal fucking sheets come straight down. You know, like those like futuristic fucking bank movies where like you just like a shutter just come down mad fast, like Star Wars, like a Star Wars door come down. We in 21. We in 2021.
The shit that will crush you to death.
Yeah.
You
So
see how
if you're
quick
gonna
them
go,
shits drop in the movies, the old school movies.
Wow.
Just go,
Yeah.
oh, it's a
Like the Purge. Like the
guillotine.
Purge.
No, it's a guillotine. So when the guy's hand goes back in the grab, wrist comes off.
That's
Now
it.
you it from.
They need
Addams
lasers
Family.
like the Resident Evil movie
The lasers.
with Mila, you know.
Oh my god.
What's up, Last Slice listeners? It's Skaggs from the Two Doomed Men podcast. If you enjoy the Doughboy Show, you should also check out ours, where the captain and I discuss and debate politics, news, and culture with a skeptical but open mind. We also review beers, movies, TV shows, and other cool stuff. You can find the Two Doomed Men podcast on all the major platforms and on all forms of social media. Just search Two Doomed Men or go to linktree.com/2doommen. Thanks, and now let's get back to the show.
And
I never got past the first movie.
yeah, you don't want to.
What, Resident Evil?
Yeah, you don't want
Yeah,
to.
I
It
saw.
just gets crazier and crazier.
It's like that's a whole nother rant right there.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do a video game movie, just fucking do it like the games.
I don't know why they do like all this extra.
They do all this
weird
extra shit to cater to the music, the movie formula that everything else is doing.
That they're trying to
That you
appeal to
lose
everybody.
you lose your identity to it.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Monster Hunter was decent.
Surprisingly, yeah, it was decent.
Yeah.
I don't play enough of those games to really say certain things, but I saw it with my two cousins I was talking about earlier, and they were like, "Yo, they incorporated this and this." And based off their reactions, I was like, "Oh, okay, it was all right. It's faithful to the games." You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
So how many? I'm sorry. How many movies in total Resident Evil has?
Probably like 7 or 8 or some shit.
Look it up
They're
right
making
now.
their-
And is the new one that's coming out, or maybe I think it just recently dropped?
It's a
Yeah,
reboot.
it's about to drop.
Yeah, is that like the last like the early like a prelude or?
It's a reboot.
Oh, it's a
Oh, it's a
reboot of the
reboot.
first one. So they're gonna start their own thing now. Like
From what I'm
assuming?
hearing, that one's gonna be more like the first game, where it's like this one house kind of shit. And
Yeah.
I never really looked into it, but people were saying that's the idea, but the movie itself just looks terrible.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
Like certain things don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things that made the games great was certain cheesiness to it. And I'm not just talking about just Resident Evil, but games in general, which I can see why they want to change things up.
Gotcha.
It's almost like something it reminds me of is the X-Men costumes in the original movies.
Oh yeah.
They refused to do the comic book style because it looked too fucking corny, you know what I'm saying? But now look at Marvel Studios, the way they're making their costumes. It's fucking.
Yeah.
I want to see a fucking Wolverine costume, like in the
The
comics.
yellow with the
Clearly
black.
works,
Yeah,
you know. What I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, we haven't seen that costume.
They hinted it in a deleted scene in the Wolverine.
Yes.
They did.
Where
On the jet.
they're on the jet, and he opens the suitcase like he's gonna work with this little Asian bitch the whole time, and he opens it up, and it's the fucking mask.
Yeah.
And you're like, what a fucking tease! Like,
Yeah.
You just tickled my balls. And the next movie, even though I love Logan, is fucking
Yeah.
awesome, but it's like, where's
You
the
wanted that.
costume?
Yeah.
I wanted to see that fucking costume.
Well, that was like
But-
Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how like Batman with the black suit? Mm-hmm. I thought that they were gonna do that in the first drop of Justice League, right?
What?
Remember? He didn't have the black suit in Justice League. He didn't have it on.
Oh yeah.
When they came out with the Zack Snyder cut, that's when they had the black, and I'm like, yo, but why didn't you put the black in that?
Oh, you're talking
that-
about the Superman outfit. You talking about when Superman resurrects, and he's
Oh, the
supposed to
black-
have
the black-
the
Did I say
black.
Batman?
You were saying
Oh,
Batman,
I'm
which
sorry.
is
I'm sorry.
very.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But
Like he is black. What are you talking about? What Justice League did I watch?
Superman. I'm sorry.
Okay, Superman makes a lot more fucking sense, bro.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I
like-
apologize. Yeah.
No, but like,
Other costumes
yeah,
that
like
Batman wear.
it was all the studio. Warner Brothers was like, no, you can't put him in the black suit, this and that. You gotta keep him in the red and blue suit. It's more vibrant, this and that. But I'm like, it's not what happens in the comic books. Like, he comes back to life and he's like in the black suit
Yeah.
and whatnot. So
I mean,
I'm like,
granted, certain times you could see where it doesn't hit. You know,
doesn't hit.
Doesn't
you know?
hit.
Yeah.
So this was like
You don't like those? I fuck with those.
The Dark
I
Phoenix.
like them, but then it just looks
never
like
saw that
we're
movie.
wearing a fucking coat with a giant
alright.
X on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, one thing I appreciate, even though the costumes in the original movies weren't accurate, the patterns they had went with the costume, the original costume.
Yeah.
If you look, you see Wolverine's little slashes he has in his yellow costume.
I'll give it that. It's pretty lazy, bro. That is lazy. Yeah.
And like the other one, for example, is the Captain America costume from the first Avengers, where he looks like a fucking action figure.
Oh my god, that suit.
It was bad. Like the World War II version of that costume was fucking awesome.
It was dope.
And it looked like military style, like realistic. Like I could see this really happening. And then the other one was like, oh my god. But we've learned that Joss Whedon makes terrible decisions.
Like this suit, I was just like,
yeah, he looks like a fucking condom.
they
Look at his head,
he
bro.
was going for like I guess like the ultimate Marvel comic book
Yeah, but
series.
that's Joss Whedon with his
Yeah.
interesting decisions, and
His-
he ruined Justice League.
Here's a good question. What's your favorite costume ever on film that's a comic book or superhero?
I feel like we should talk about this a little later, no?
Oh,
We'll get there in a second.
I mean, we're already here, bro.
I
Like,
know,
we're at the
but
door.
We're already here at
We
the
gotta.
door.
You want to just go into this
Yeah,
rant?
we go into it now.
The best costume ever. That's a great fucking.
In a movie?
In a movie, yeah, in a film.
Is it just personal opinion or like legit? Like that? Look at that. That's the greatest.
I would say personal opinion, because then you could go like what's more towards the comic book side. But yeah, more
Wait,
personal.
So why do a lot of like the MCU fans like the Winter Soldier Captain America suit? This one. The shield one.
Because it looks fucking cool.
What, that one?
Yeah.
Wait, which one is it? I'm sorry.
It's the one right here.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was wearing
That's
in the
opening
beginning.
mission that they
Yeah.
did in Winter Soldier.
It's like the stealth suit or
So
whatever.
fans had
that's an
actual
actual
vote.
comic accurate costume as well. Like it was like
Oh, it is?
his stealth suit, yeah.
Oh shit.
Which I don't know if he was wearing that when he gets shot, like the death of Captain America or some shit.
Yeah.
Then Bucky takes over, so it kind of calls back to that in the comics because it involves Winter Soldier or some shit. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I don't really know my Captain America like that.
I don't know. I kind of like the Endgame one. Because they actually put like the
Well, I was about to
chainmail.
say the chainmail makes it look like a fucking comic book style
Yeah.
costume. Actually, let's go on a rant about the ones I hate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
because you just
Let's go. We'll
Open
open
up
it up.
the
It's
door.
open. It's open up. The floor's open.
for one those X-Men ones from the Phoenix. Well, that we don't talk about that movie in general.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
It's the only movie I don't own on Steelbook from the X-Men
Oh, I have
movie.
it.
So that's
That's
a big
a
deal
baller.
right there. Who had a terrible costume? Well, let me ask you, since you're a Batman fan, how do you feel about Robert Pattinson's suit right now?
It's I'll give it that. It's I can see where they're trying to go with it. It's more of a Batman Beyondish slim look.
Yeah, the head is more rounded.
Yeah.
He has a bigger forehead.
I
To
can
me,
see
to me, it looks like an Arkham Knight.
Yeah, the game.
to it.
Yeah.
And also too, it's the early stages of Bruce Wayne too, so it could be him building up on it. You know what I mean?
Which it's supposed to be, and I see in context, like in the trailer, you see him getting fucking shot.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't phase him.
Yeah. Also, too, I heard isn't the bat symbol on the chest is made out of like different like guns and stuff like that.
I
he,
heard
like,
that
forged?
like somebody theorizing that it's the fucking gun that killed his parents, and like it's the fucking handle, and it's like this way.
Oh, and he forged it into the symbol. Gotcha.
I heard that.
Gotcha.
I don't like when I look at clear shots of this outfit and stuff. I try to visualize it. I see it, but then I don't see it. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
what do you think about the what's his name? Ben Affleck's suit?
Phenomenal.
The
So this is why I asked this. I think that his first costume should have looked like Ben Affleck's costume, because if you look at it, well, open up another tab and pull up the Batman cartoon. So this is to me, I
Which
wanted.
one?
It's literally called The Batman. It's from like 2004 or some shit like that. If you look at this costume, it is literally Ben Affleck's costume. And this show is an introduction to him and like his villains and shit like that. So it's a lot of first encounters and whatnot with them. So to me, this whole vibe is like how I wanted the movie to be.
Okay,
if this makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So look at his costume there. Pull up Ben Affleck's Batman thing. Very similar. It's just without the yellow and shit like that. But like, I think that would have been the perfect blueprint for this guy's, being that it's his year 2 and shit like that. Like, how you're 2 years in and your shit's so advanced you could fucking block gunshots and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like me, I like a good origin story where I would see him evolve a suit, like start out like Ben Affleck's kind of, but not as fucking well made as Ben Affleck's.
Yeah.
And then slowly he's like,
Basically like a prototype where...
a prototype suit that could be, you know, a callback, because if you look up the year 1 comic, it's very similar to that as well.
You know where this Batman movie is coming from, right? It's because DC realized when they made Joker, right? The movie The Joker with, what's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
They realized that if they just go out of year, out of sync, don't do an origin, just throw it at them, that they'll have a better way of developing into the character versus giving us origin stories over and over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So this Batman movie with Robert Pattinson is that route where they're just going to be like, hey, this is Batman.
Which
Y'all know who he is and what he is.
I don't know if you read comics or anything, but if there is a comic called Year 1,
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
and he's already Batman. They don't really go back to his origin story. He's already Batman, but he's still learning his shit.
Yep.
Right.
Which, again, that's how I picture this Batman should be.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's basically Batman Homecoming. you know what I'm saying? Because how many times do you have to kill Uncle Ben? You know, you don't have to acknowledge that anymore, which is why
A
I
fan
like
knows his origin story
Right,
already.
exactly. The
Just
true
jump
fan
into
will
it.
know exactly. And even if you're not a comic book reader, you should know Bruce Wayne's fucking parents died. That's why he's Batman.
That's a valid point, though,
Right.
because how many
Yeah.
movies have we watched where it's the same thing?
How many
over and
times
over
do we have
again?
to kill
which is
him?
what what
That's a
they're
good
doing
point.
with this movie. What I appreciate, but I think he himself is too advanced suit wise
to even
to acknowledge that story. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. That's just me being me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking and shit.
It's like a detailed, like, all right, he's still in the process
Yeah,
of
because
finding.
this is apparently his year 2, right?
Yeah.
So his year 2, he still got a lot to learn. The whole point, the whole vibe I'm getting from this movie is that he's using the Batman persona to basically get revenge. And you could see it in the trailer when he's beating the shit out of these people that he still doesn't know how to control his rage. He's still this guy that's
Yeah.
just looking after.
He's just angry.
Just an angry fucking tortured soul. And that's why he's beating the shit out of everybody, because he thinks they deserve it.
Yeah.
Because he's suffering.
Yeah.
This movie, I think the Riddler himself is gonna break him enough to realize, yo, it's not just about me, it's about Gotham.
Yep.
Vengeance.
Shut up.
Is it like, do you think the Riddler in this movie is going to be like more of a sadistic, like mental play?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's gonna test Batman, because Batman right now looks like a brawler. He doesn't look like a detective. And the big thing with Batman, any movie you watch, he's never been a detective. Like, even though he's called the world's greatest fucking detective.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like I've never gotten that with a Batman movie. Granted, I fucking love Ben Affleck's Batman, like the warehouse scene
They
alone.
kind of glimpsed
Yo,
it a little bit
I'm
in
glad
Batman
you said
versus
that.
Superman. Like when he went to the event where
With Gal Gadot.
Lex Luthor was at, and he just like left the party and went downstairs to the server room and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's when he ran into Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
And started
they
talking in
they
the hallway.
glimpsed it a little bit with the whole detective thing. That's why I kind of appreciate Ben Affleck's like Batman like a
Yeah.
lot and stuff, because they were trying to like do all those little aspects.
And they
whatnot.
did it. They did some of it with Christian Bale too.
Yeah.
I remember when they were trying to find the bullet type, and he was going through. I mean, that's small. You know,
That's a big thing they complain about Christian Bale, like he wasn't a detective and whatnot. But I rewatched the movies a couple of weeks ago because I generally fucking love them, nostalgia and shit. And he did do a lot of investigations. It wasn't the overall theme of the movie though, which I think as a Batman fan you should have reversed it.
Yeah.
Like, have this ongoing investigation and shit, like prove why he is the fucking greatest detective,
Yeah.
which is what I think this movie's gonna do. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for that
Yeah.
because the Riddler is giving me Zodiac vibes.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie Zodiac, you see all this shit. It's the same shit, bro. I watch it like on Halloween or whatever just to get my Halloween fix in, and I'm like, yo, this is the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like, this is a believable guy, not fucking telling like riddles all the time. It's a fucking
what you call it? Like the Riddler in like comics, he's like super eccentric and this and that,
exactly.
blah
Which
blah blah.
kind of goes back to the whole costume thing and looking stupid, and it kind of goes with their personality too.
Yeah.
This is believable as fuck, which makes me excited for the fucking Riddler.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I really enjoy the Arkham Knights. I really do. I think they portray the villains perfectly, especially Riddler too. And you have like the side missions for the Riddler, so you have to do like the whole feel of it is great. And they have, and especially in Arkham, they have that detective side of Batman and Bruce Wayne, where he's talking to Alfred and they're trying to figure out, and that's where you go onto those like side missions where you're trying to figure out. Who's the villain?
Works.
Yeah,
that fucking works.
That
makes Batman Batman.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I feel you on that. Yeah,
he's not just running around beating people up like an old Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah,
he is this advanced version where he has a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but overall he's still the detective.
Yeah. And let me ask you about, because you mentioned the Batman warehouse scene. What was it about that scene that you think why you're like, oh, this is it, or like this is
apart from him busting ass?
Yeah,
he used his gadgets.
Yes,
he used his fucking gadgets, which you don't see in Batman movies. Like, my guy was throwing smoke bombs, my dude was doing this, doing that. He used a fucking cape and shit like that. That was literally a level in fucking Arkham Asylum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like beating somebody up, and he's like, the way he's reacting, and he's using the grappling hook to send the nigga one way.
Yep.
That's Batman.
Yeah, and he's fighting a certain way, and then like they go to like knife his cowl, and it just bounces off. Like, even a small detail like that, I'm like, yes, you know.
That's
and
Batman.
the fighting sequence that he was doing, I was like, I was impressed.
The thing with that also is the whole movie wasn't him doing that.
Yes.
It was, him investigating the. I felt Batman versus Superman was more of a Batman movie than Superman. Batman just needed an excuse to be in this universe.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder did a fucking awesome job. And Ben Affleck, I fucking love Ben Affleck. I'm one of the few people that fucking defend this dude's Daredevil movie.
It's me and you, man. Oh, the Daredevil movie? No.
That's different.
Yeah.
But if you watch the director's cut, like, it's a fucking good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Daredevil, yes. Electro movie, no.
No, we don't talk about Electro.
No.
We don't talk about
But
Is that the one? That's the one with his wife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, his ex-wife.
So,
We're still waiting for that Batman movie. I'm sorry.
Oh wait. Also too, there was breaking news the other day about the Batman movie. I don't know if you guys know, but the Joker will be in this movie.
Yeah, and it's played by Drew.
Yep.
Who?
The guy, did you see Eternals?
No.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Jimbo is like, huh?
Supposedly this guy's the Joker. And
Now, how
The
is
Bat-
that confirmed?
supposedly
His
his
brother
brother said
slipped up.
His brother slipped up?
Yep.
Wow, so his brother really sold him out like that? Yo, he looks like the Flash. He-
Who? What's
he was my favorite character in the Eternals, though. I will say that.
Oh, him? Yeah, it was cool.
Wait, so he was in the Eternals, and now he's
Yeah.
going to be the Joker in DC?
Yep.
DK.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I like him. From what I've seen so far, I like him as an actor. I just don't see the Joker.
Yeah.
But it could be a fucking different version. You
Yep.
have
You
your.
have to give him a chance, yeah.
I can't. We all learned that with Heath Ledger. You can't fucking talk shit until you see the thing.
I think everybody was united. Like, you're like, we don't see it. We don't, we don't think he's gonna be a good
The
fit.
thing is, me now versus 2008. Me is two different people. Like, I would hear the news here and there, but I wouldn't deep dive into shit like the way I do now.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, when I heard Heath Ledger was the Joker, I was like, oh, cool. I like him. I like the A Knight's Tale and shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
movies with him
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He's a chill dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to see how he does it. Shit happened. He fucking died. I was fucking devastated. But I was like, it reminded me of Brandon Lee in The Crow. Like, I was born the year he died and whatnot. But as I grew older, I realized, like, I learned that what happened to him and shit, and like the impact the movie has had and shit. And it's almost the same thing with Heath Ledger. Like, I was there. Like, that was my generation's Brandon Lee, essentially watching this whole thing happen, and then you go to the movie and he fucking killed it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he fucking killed it, not just because he died that it got amplified. He genuinely did a fucking
Phenomenal
awesome job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to me, you can never top that.
Yeah.
That's a legacy right
Like,
there.
he created a whole different level of the character
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
we
yeah.
weren't, that the viewers weren't expecting.
No.
You know? Because everybody has this one-track mind of what the Joker should be.
Yeah.
And they all fall in the same line, but he wasn't that, like...
Like,
It was like I can't even put my hand on it. Like, he just created.
even
a
if you
different vibe.
watch the 90s cartoon, any other version prior to his, it's always the clown portion of it.
Yeah.
Because we still see this as a kid's property kind of thing.
Yeah.
You look at the Joker from the 60s show and shit, it was corny as fuck. You know, it goes with the times. Jack Nicholson's Joker, which I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for, but I think sucked. I personally don't like that Joker. And the nostalgia people are going to defend it, which I give you every right
Oh,
to.
dude, yeah. I
but-
made a statement. On there's a Instagram page called Uberfacts, and they give like questions like some from time to time, and the question was, who played a role that nobody else can replay? And I literally, the first comment I put was like Heath Ledger, the Joker, and the attacks that I got for people like, no, Jack Nicholson, and I'm like, no, but not really. Yeah, it's the same character, but Jack Nicholson played basically himself. Like, it wasn't like a crazy performance where he had to transform into something that he's not used to. And that's what Heath did, because Heath was in A Knight's Tale, The Patriot. He was this good-looking, stunning Australian kid who had a sweetheart role, essentially. He was a sweetheart kid. And then when he did the Joker, he completely just revamped his whole look, introduced a sinister character that wasn't him, and stunned everybody because you're like, holy shit.
I think what makes him stand out also is he's not the clown.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the psycho.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It goes with the times. Like 2008, this war here, this is happening there, and that dude tapped into something that's believable, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Somebody can actually do this.
Yeah.
That's what makes him scary to me.
But
that's
then,
what makes him.
then that goes into the question with the Joaquin portrayal of the Joker was another
It's
great performance.
It's a different. It's you can't compare. It's
Yeah.
apples and
Yeah.
oranges.
That's the thing. Like, you
Yeah,
can't,
it's a
it's
different
a
one.
whole separate lane.
This is what I tell. There was a discussion about who is the best Joker, and all these people, whether it's Jared Leto, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, Joaquin Phoenix, they're all playing a different version of the Joker.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
can't compare them.
You can't.
It's kind of like the James Bond series.
It's James
All the
Bond.
James
Yeah,
Bond. Pierce Brosnan, this new guy Daniel
Daniel Craig.
Craig, and then the original. They're all different.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, they're all different
Yeah.
James Bonds. They're not the same one.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I am one of, again, I give Jared Leto some credit.
Yeah.
That dude had to fucking try to be different than Heath Ledger. Like, you're the first person to play a fucking character after it was fucking literally immortalized by this one dude. And that's a lot of pressure, and he tried to be different, and I give him his fucking credit.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too, yeah. Because it's not easy to follow that either.
You gotta remember, he's not the clown here. He's the clown prince of crime. Like, he was a gangster in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the different
Yeah.
type of Joker he was. He wasn't the terrorist. He wasn't, the fucking bank robber dude. He was a fucking gangster.
Yeah.
He just has this fucking persona about him, which is believable also, which is
Yeah.
low-key why I like him.
Yeah.
Joaquin is from a mental
aspect
of it. It's more, in
Just being, yeah.
brain, it's he's just tired of getting picked on because he is a certain type of
And he just snaps and
and
then
he
becomes
snaps,
himself.
and that reflects society nowadays. You see a lot more awareness for mental health and this and that, so people like him because it caters to the time, but that's not the Joker.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I like his performance for what it is, but to me that's not the Joker.
Yeah. Until
Yeah.
he starts.
I don't even think he is the Joker,
Oh, okay.
because they purposely throughout the movie they hint at him being almost like the one that influences the Joker. if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys deep dive
Like,
into this.
like the origin
yeah.
of I got you.
Yeah.
So there's like, I remember certain scenes, whenever there's a time on the clock, it's always the same time, for example, right? And there's little things here and there that, especially the scene where he goes to the girl's crib and he starts kissing her and shit, like he grew the balls out of nowhere, but it was all a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that point, you have to ask yourself, did this guy really do any of this shit? Because if
Or it
he's,
could just be in his head.
it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Which is the beauty of that movie. I like movies like that, even though half the time I don't get them. It just makes you think, right? So him being in Arkham, him being in any room and whatever, the time is always the same. Like if you watch the movie, rewatch that, or like
I will, yeah.
watch like those
It's
breakdown videos. So that creates this theory. Was all of this that he did, even with the makeup in his head the whole time? So I don't think he's
It's
a
like a
Joker.
Christopher Nolan film. Like they put those
I hate
little
you.
details.
I hate you.
Why?
Why?
I'm gonna go rewatch it now.
This
I hate you.
Yeah. So you strictly came here from Marvel.
Yeah, I'm done with DC.
Yeah,
Can we move on now? Can
Let's
the
get
real men
into-
talk?
let's get into-
Can the real men talk?
Let's
I gotta
get into
cater to everybody. I know. He's
No, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I like conversations where I have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Because not everybody sees it the way I see it.
No,
I'm
true,
gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch the Joker and pay attention to that. 'Cause
Will you
I'm not gonna.
rewatch it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do a breakdown. I'm gonna rewatch it.
And then watch a breakdown of the things you might have missed.
Yeah, because I gotta tell you, the first time I saw Joaquin Phoenix Joker, I fell asleep.
Yeah, well, that was after Comic-Con.
It was right after Comic Con. We went directly
went-
to the
Oh,
theater.
We went to-
That was
Like we had our
2 years ago.
our figurines and statues and posters and all from Comic Con in the theater with us.
Yeah.
These big bags full of merch, and we're just like, we're watching. I'm like, this is pretty good.
I had to like nudge him a bit.
I was
Like, yo,
literally
wake up, bro.
snoring in the
What are you
theater,
doing?
and he's like, "Bro, are you serious right now?" I was like, "Bro, we've been walking."
It's a
all
very.
day."
You got to realize also, it's not an Avengers movie. It's
Yeah.
not their action. It's a fucking
It's-
psychological.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no.
a deep dive. In
Then the
someone's,
second
like,
time I watched it, I
mental
was
It's a
like,
state.
movie,
oh, shit.
and it's good for what it is. It's a good movie. It's not a good comic book movie. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's,
I agree
Right.
with that. Yeah.
it's like if somebody wrote a book about a character. It's not a comic book. It's just a book based
Yeah.
off this character.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like all like, oh.
So let me ask you a question. What if they tried to incorporate that style Joker with Joaquin in a film?
I don't think
No.
You don't think so? You don't think there would be like a because there's gonna be a Joker 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
that was
it's a
announced.
continuation of what happened after those events.
Yeah, but what's gonna be?
or
in
it could be
that?
its own thing.
Probably
It could be
Could be,
it
yeah.
could be a whole nother thing where I remember hearing at some point it could be almost like he plays a different version of the Joker each movie depending on what's on his head.
Yeah. Now, do you think that's why DC falls short a little bit instead of incorporating certain things together? I mean, they tried with Justice League. That was the start of it. But like,
I think they should give the people making these movies creative control.
Yep.
Because you're from a business standpoint, I'm looking at the competition, right? Which right now is Marvel, obviously. They like what they're doing, but they're like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be different. This is one of those times where being different is kind of doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because we all know Marvel, it's the money. It's where the money's at.
It's dominating the market.
They're not taking themselves too seriously. They're having it's like they're having fun doing it, and
Yep.
and DC's the emo jealous brother that's like, how do I compete with this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they should just do their own thing. Don't be scared to do different things, but don't hold back if you're going to commit to something different.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
makes sense.
I don't want DC to be the same thing as Marvel because
No, absolutely not.
whenever I picture a DC comic, right, and I'm gonna make this very bold statement, DC is a more mature and darker comic book
Absolutely.
series than Marvel.
But that's a fact. That's not
Yeah.
even like
Right.
a bold statement to say.
So
I mean, that's
I don't want
obvious.
Warner Brothers trying to PG-13 their films and kiddie it up or teenager it up and Disney it up, right?
No.
I want them to give me dark because that's what I
You
expect.
want the opposite.
Yes,
I
but
want the dark.
because there isn't anybody doing it like that. They have nothing to piggyback off
Right,
of, so it's
right.
almost like they're taking a gamble, trying to set a tone, and it backfires because it's not. It just doesn't,
work.
There's nobody else really doing it right now where it's like mature content and it sells. Like,
Right.
if that makes sense. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like if something
They have a template to follow.
they have their template and whatnot, but they're literally writing the template out right now. They're not following a different template, which is kudos to them. They're at least trying, but like they're still trying to figure it out. Like if you really look at Marvel Studios, Iron Man 1, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2 are very different movies
Yep.
than, starting with like even Captain America and the first Thor, like they feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And as
'cause
time
the-
goes,
because Disney took over.
yeah, once Disney took over and stuff, but I think once they gave Kevin Feige the real control,
Yep.
that's when he, as a comic book fan, was like, let's do it this way,
Yeah.
and it fucking works.
Yeah.
They have their formula, which people complain about, like this formula is you're following it in every movie, which I agree gets old. And then when they do something different, like the Eternals, it's like, well, why the fuck did y'all do that? Like, no matter what, you're not going to please anybody.
Yep.
And Marvel, I think the direction they're going now, they're gonna get more experimental with the shit they're about to do. As you could see with the Eternals and whatnot, I for one fucking love that movie, and the big reason is because it's not you've gotten so spoiled as a consumer, as a fan, that you're expecting the next movie to piggyback off of the previous one, if that makes sense. So Shang-Chi was fun, it was cool, it was dope. Like I thought I was watching like Avatar: The Last Airbender and shit
Right.
like that, right? And then you got the Eternals, which is completely fucking left field and
It's different, you know?
it's different. People were expecting another Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
They people didn't really fuck with Black Widow because she was more serious too. It was more of the espionage thing.
Yeah.
I for one liked it because it reminded me of the Winter Soldier movie. The Winter Soldier movie was the first one that was like
Oh,
different,
yeah.
but it still kept its comic book root kind of
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
in there, and
Yeah.
they did a great fucking story. It reminded me of The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
I'm not saying it competes with it, but
Yeah.
to me, I think Winter Soldier is probably the best Marvel movie still to this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fucking dope, right? The Eternals, I see it as we're gonna throw this in here because we got to build a certain new section of Marvel. So you throw in the Eternals, like if this is your timeline, the Eternals comes left field to basically set up a new series of cosmic and like shit that's gonna go on in Marvel. Like they're gonna be the new, not Guardians of the Galaxy, but they're gonna be the new ones that tap into that side of Marvel. Because back in the original thing, you had your Iron Man, you had your thing, but then you had Thor, then you had Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
That like were on the
Expanded,
side and
like, the
shit.
universe even bigger and stuff
yeah,
like that,
so even though now the next arc, almost like if we're watching Dragon Ball Z and shit, is now we're on the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
You have to throw in something over here that kind of explains things in the background and shit. So to me, the Eternals was a mythology building movie. That's all I see. I don't see it as a Marvel movie. I see it as a background explanation as to why the gods are.
It's like Prometheus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like Prometheus.
Just better, well done.
Yeah.
yeah, it's better than Prometheus.
And listen, I play my Assassin's Creed. I don't know if y'all play Assassin's Creed, but there's a whole thing in Assassin's Creed where there's talk about a previous civilization that
Yeah.
once existed here, and whatnot, and like they taught humans how to do things and this and that, and then as time goes, they were forgotten, but they influenced every single god that the world had after. Like it was just like storytelling and shit about these.
What you think about the last Assassin's Creed that came out, Ragnarok? Was that
Valhalla?
Valhalla. There you go.
So it expands on that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because I know I played half of it. I didn't finish the game.
I appreciate. It's not Assassin's Creed. That's
You don't think so?
I could go on.
What I do like is when you enter Asgard.
I don't like that.
You didn't like that at all?
like
I
that?
thought it was
No.
pretty cool.
I thought it was pointless.
Really?
They had
I get
to
what
tie
you're
it
saying,
in.
pointless,
They
yeah.
had to tie it in, so I don't know if you care about spoilers for
Nah,
that.
nah, I
But
dude, it's
basically,
been so long.
we learned that Eivor, the main character, whether it's the dude or the female you pick,
Yeah.
is the reincarnation of Odin. Which is why when he drinks this stuff, he
becomes-
is Odin.
yeah.
And basically he's reliving his memories.
Yeah.
So, back to the whole Eternals thing, right? So you have your let's say your Norse mythology, you have your Greek mythology, you have the the Egyptian ones, whatever, all these things, right?
Yeah.
They all have their set of gods, right? And there's always one god that's above all. So they're like Zeus, Odin, and whatnot. The thing I learned with Assassin's Creed is that they're all the same person. Just the humans that were originally made to be their slaves and whatnot. As time goes and as the civilization died, they passed down the stories about these gods and dispersed throughout the world and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you know, people settled in Egypt, people settled in Greece, but they're still telling the stories of the same gods, even though they have different names for them. Kind of going to like the ancient aliens bullshit. Like you look at you look at
I get it.
You look at the pyramids in Mexico and they're the same fucking ones as the pyramids in like Iraq or whatever. And okay, why do you have a sun god? Why do you have a sun god? They do the same exact shit. They just have different names.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's
I get it, yeah.
I believe on some real shit. I believe that's true.
I'm with you on that
I
one,
believe
yeah.
that's true. Like, how do you have dragons in Asia? How do you have dragons in your castles in Europe, and you have dragons on the temple sides in Mexico and you know the Mayan cultures and whatnot? It's all these things. Those were gods and shit that existed back then, and then they was passed down through generations, and people forgot about them and shit, but they live on through the stories and the mythologies, right? That's what the Eternals was to me.
Yep.
In Marvel.
That's how I felt, because like they came here when the humans were first here and whatnot, and they were pretty much like helping influence the human race and help them evolve into, I guess, what we are today and stuff like that. So they had like influence in all those different generations and cultures and all that, which I loved about the Eternals. Like it was great. It was like something different.
So
that
it
Marvel
gave
was
like
doing.
a little bit of an origin story to everything
universe,
that's happening
to the
now.
universe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also to the drop of bomb, I feel like this is a way for them to introduce mutants into the MCU, possibly.
Because Apocalypse was a mutant and he was from way back when.
This is a possibility. Maybe
So-
there was some.
It's almost like what you're just saying right now. Like you're trying to make it as a joke, but it could happen.
It's the
It could
truth.
happen.
It could
fucking happen.
It's canon.
Picture it this way. If I was Marvel, right, and I'm like, I just made the Eternals to try to expand the horizons of everybody. If you pay attention to the shit they're really talking about, you're looking at multiple things. You just now introduced Celestials and shit, right? Which you know who could easily be a Celestial, and you saw this. I don't know if y'all saw this in my artwork I did a couple days ago. Galactus.
Galactus, yeah.
Galactus could very well be a fucking Eternal, and he was designed to do something or whatever, but he potentially broke off these things and has his own herald and fucking sends somebody out to the world to devour. So instead of another seed planting, he just eats it for himself, or he's trying to prevent seeds from planting and shit.
See, I feel like with Galactus, I feel like he's probably like the executioner of like planets for the Celestials. Because you remember at the end of the movie, he was like, "I'm coming back for judgment." This dude.
So he's the guy that would be, if they were deemed
not
like guilty, or
worthy,
some shit?
guilty or whatever, or worthy to like kill a
fucking-
Celestial. He could come and be the planet eater. You know.
That fucking makes sense.
And Galactus is going to send Silver Surfer down to Earth to inspect Earth and check it out and get his judgment from there. And when Silver Surfer's like, nah, don't destroy Earth, boom, Fantastic Four shows up and they all fight.
Well, yeah, the guy directing, the guy that's directed all 3 Spider-Man movies right now is directing the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So we know they're coming.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because now, even if you look at it from the Loki side of things, in the comics, Kang the Conqueror is a descendant of Reed Richards, who's Mr. Fantastic.
Yep.
What's his name? Like Nathan
Richards
or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. So you could very well throw in that Kang is somehow related to these guys because he goes to different points of time and like tries to conquer that time period and shit. Like in the comics, he's known as other things, like which now they're gonna use as variants and shit.
Yeah,
like that, right. So the guy at the end of Loki was the one who remains or something.
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah.
That is. I forgot what his actual name is in the comics, but he literally wore the same thing. He was the good,
He was like the
variation
lesser of the evil out of all the
and like
different variants.
he handled things a certain way. So that's one thing. And then you have another Kang that goes back in time all the way to Egypt and is like, I'm the Pharaoh, this and that. And like with that, it also includes Apocalypse and shit like that. Like he goes to that time period, and there's a whole thing with that. So yeah, Kang could, I think, very well potentially be this guy happening at this time with the Celestials on this side of the spectrum and shit like that, and something all happens where it all lines up.
So let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't know much about Marvel, so you guys are like teaching me. But I got a really stupid question. I don't know if it's stupid, but do you think that Kang could possibly be in No Way Home at the end?
No,
Okay.
it's too much.
Okay.
This Spider-Man movie is
jam packed with so much shit, bro.
It's too much shit going on, and
I'm just saying it because they're gonna have multiple Spider-Mans in the film. So
Yeah, so
with
whether these
Doctor
people wanna
Strange
acknowledge it or
and
not, it's
Kang with
happening.
time.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like, so right now we're on phase 4 of Marvel, right? And so far, all these things are happening in Marvel. And what you also gotta pay attention to is the shit that's coming ahead. Let's just stay on Eternals for now, because all this stuff is gonna lead to Spider-Man anyways, right? So Eternals, if whatever, the whole Judgment thing, the whole cosmic side of it, right? They just cast this kid Will Poulter or whatever as Adam Warlock.
Yep.
Who's almost like space Superman, like from the Guardians of the Galaxy and shit. He's created and stuff. In the comics, he's this all-powerful being who beat the shit out of Thanos. He just didn't come sooner, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever, he's gonna be born. The director did the Suicide Squad movie that just recently came out, which is dope. And he has a habit of working with the same people.
Yeah.
So he's making the Peacemaker TV show, which is John Cena's character, right? And in that movie, there's some dude, I forgot his name, but
I know where
he's
you're
in
getting
there,
at. Yep.
right? And this dude just joined the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So with the director, he puts up a picture with all the cast, and you're like, who's this one guy? This random guy. And in the caption, he's like, yeah, this is so-and-so. He stars in the Peacemaker show, but I had to bring him along. And the director himself says he just got basically the part of the most sought-after part any actor wants, like big actors that haven't gotten their parts in Marvel yet.
Yeah.
So now that makes you think, who in space is so important that everybody wants to be? Like, no matter whatever actor you hear is in talks with Marvel Studios and whatnot, they all say, could he be this person? And that's Silver Surfer.
Yep.
Right? So everybody's now is thinking this dude that's in this one photo, nobody knows who he is, but everybody wants his role. It has to be the Silver Surfer. And keep in mind, have you ever seen the original Fantastic Four movies?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
shitty ones?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, they're better than the even
The
shittier
one with
reboot.
Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and
Exactly. So in that, there's the Silver Surfer in the second one, right? When you hear him talk, they got Lawrence Fishburne, who's fucking, you know...
Matrix.
The Matrix Morpheus.
Yeah.
He has a very
Distinct
voice. And the way he talks is like very sophisticated and stuff like that, right? So this guy, like, this is just the nerd in me, like learning shit. This guy is known for Shakespeare, his Shakespeare work. So you got a black dude with a distinct voice and has this proper etiquette training, acting wise. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That means Galactus is potentially going to be the next Thanos, like the next arc. Like, this is going to be the Galactus saga in a way, along with the multiverse. Right now, they're pushing a lot for the multiverse, so I think
they can transfer.
Well, I think Galactus may possibly be the first Avengers villain, because I have a feeling Kang's going to be the Thanos of the upcoming phases.
I could see both sides. So I could see Kang being the first half of the saga with the multiverse shit. And then in the background, like almost like Thanos was still in all the other fucking movies, it was still leading up to him being the potential villain. So they're going to almost push the celestial stuff to the side for now to let all this other shit start establishing.
Yeah.
Like, for example, at the end of the Eternals, you hear...
Yeah.
You see Jon Snow with the sword, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear
Yeah.
who was the one talking to him?
Blade.
It's fucking Blade.
It's Blade.
Right? So that's now we're introducing the supernatural side of Marvel.
Yep.
So you have all these pinpoints like starting off that are gonna basically plant the seeds to shit happens, and what's gonna happen is the last thing is most likely gonna be Secret Wars, which is essentially all these beings going to this one planet to fight something for like the benefit of the fucking universe.
Well, also Secret Wars is going to open up and say, hey, this person you thought was real, not real.
What are you talking about? Secret
This is
Invasion.
Skrull.
That's Secret Invasion. That's what
Secret
the
Invasion.
Scrolls,
That's the
which is a
TV
whole
show.
nother.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing.
But all that's going to pertain to the same thing. So all these things are going to be happening in Marvel, and the overlaying coat is going to be Galactus.
Galactus?
Once the Celestials make their decision, let's say.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's piggyback off of that because it makes sense.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
The multiverse saga starts with Loki.
Yeah, I'm sitting here because I'm not
No, because
really
Marvel's
deep
just
into this
opening
stuff.
up
So I'm
the
just like,
doors
wow.
wide
This is-
open,
this
bro.
is
They're
why-
going in.
Because I couldn't see like
They're
into the
going
future
in.
or like what they're trying to do for me because I don't know.
That's what
the
I
whole-
do, bro. I paint pictures digitally on people, or
Visually.
But if you,
Spiritually,
if you think about it, if you're actually listening to what I'm saying, it makes sense.
yeah.
Even you don't have to be a fan. Like that's why I talk a certain way where I throw in little side notes like this person is this person from here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So to help understand, like for people to understand,
To link it together.
and
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people like on podcasts, YouTube videos, they don't do that. They just talk, and a lot
Yeah.
of people are lost. Like, what are you talking
They're
about?
like,
I
what
don't
the fuck are you
understand.
talking about?
You got to just break it down.
Can
you
I
know?
bring up some concepts now?
Go
What?
for it. And I will grade them because I'm not.
What if Coulson never died?
Did you
Who
watch
gives a
it?
fuck?
I didn't watch Shield. I know he was in Tahiti, but what if Coulson was a Skrull this entire time? Skrulls have been there since Miss Marvel.
His impact is done already. There's
Yeah.
no real.
Okay.
Nah.
If the Skrulls were introduced a lot sooner and whatnot, Coulson's death and
Right.
it's the honestly the way he went down. It's fine. I don't care. Like he died for a reason to unite the Avengers, for them to have a cause. And if you kind of shit on the
character?
Agents of
Agents of
exactly
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
his
yeah.
legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agents of Shield
Yeah.
kind of shits on his character because it's a robot. I didn't even watch that fucking show.
Well, so essentially they brought him back, and it was like a whole project.
He's like an
which
android or
was
something.
like Kree, using like Kree blood and basically bringing him back to life like that.
I think it's
So
stupid.
it was weird. I was just like, really? They did it like that? I'm like, this is, I don't know. Like
That was
I don't-
early Marvel. Don't
I
forget.
don't agree with it.
It's-
And that was at the time when Marvel Studios and Marvel TV weren't together.
Right.
They were two separate entities.
Which is a whole nother rant
Yeah.
because if you're gonna establish this universe and acknowledge it, fucking work together.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Look at what
Not-
Sony did.
Yeah.
Wait, they currently still don't work together? Too?
No, they
No,
are now.
they merged
Kevin,
them all.
Kevin Feige
Alright.
now is.
So you're talking about in the
So
years ago?
we're
Yeah.
talking about basically the shows on cable and the shows on Netflix.
Yeah.
Had, even though they were great and you start liking these characters, they have no impact on the movies because they aren't technically a part of the same universe. So now
Yeah.
going forward, ever since the merge, everything that comes out on Disney Plus is a part of the universe. So that's why they, like Loki is Tom Hiddleston fucking playing Loki
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's going to set up a whole nother universe. And the best part is that you can tell the stories of these characters who don't have, not that they don't have screen presence, but they just, they're
don't
too
have much-
complicated to cover in one movie.
Yeah.
Right. So my favorite being Daredevil, you have this awesome fucking version of Daredevil, and it's like, yo, like
You try to strip it away from us.
bring it back. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with the rumor that it's gonna be a different version of Daredevil. Like he's rumored to be in Spider-Man also,
Yeah.
which to me is something that I kind of called in Far From Home.
Yep.
With the whole situation. Like the way I saw my perfect Spider-Man 3 movie was Kraven the Hunter is hunting down Spider-Man, Peter Parker, because there's a huge bounty on his head.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he will have lawyers and this and that lawyer turns out to be Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, who's a blind lawyer. I don't know how familiar you are with Daredevil. It just works. You
Yeah.
have, and then you could have incorporated the one like Muslim looking dude in Far From Home, the one that was driving the bus. I don't know if you guys how much you remember that movie.
Yeah.
There was a guy called Dimitri, right?
Oh,
So
I know who
Dimitri
he
in
is.
the comics is the chameleon.
Chameleon.
The chameleon is a guy who's like basically he dresses up and could mimic you, almost like a Mystique kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He just makes these things. That's easily done in the MCU with nanotechnology and shit like that. Or he could have been a Skrull like living on Earth and shit that was partnering up with Kraven the Hunter, you know, and
Because they
things
did
like
it
that.
in the Winter Soldier. Black Widow had that technology where she
That
took
too.
the.
That too. You could even go even further. Like I said, maybe he could have been a Skrull the whole time and
That
shit
too,
like
yeah.
that. Or a Skrull will help Spider-Man clear his name in whatchamacallit. Even though I think that's too much. We're
Yeah.
gonna. It's so many possibilities. These are all the ideas that were running through my head a long time ago, and then the moment I see Jamie Foxx fuck up. I don't know if y'all know this, but Jamie Foxx, the moment he got recast as Electro, he put on social media a picture of him in the clouds, like his eyes in the clouds, and 3 Spider-Men looking at him, and he says basically like, "Yo, it's spider hunting season time," like
Yeah.
basically. And then he took it off immediately because I guess he got in trouble or some shit.
Yep.
Ever since then, everybody's like, "Hold up, multiverse." You know, like my idea was like a very grounded version of all this, but once you involve the multiverse, it's fucking nuts.
It's insane,
Especially
bro.
if they bring back the fucking, they brought back Alfred Molina. Once they said he was going to be in the movie, I was like, it's a wrap.
Yep.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it like knowing this and then watching, let's say, WandaVision start, right? So WandaVision, she has that version of Quicksilver. And like it was almost like a big fuck you
Yeah.
when they said his name was like some boner shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, like y'all really tickling our balls here about this multiverse. Like,
Yeah.
knowing what I know, in the long run, like Spider-Man's gonna be dealing with multiversal villains. I have the idea of a multiverse, and then you show this guy who was in a different universe's X-Men movie, and then you do that to me. You're like a big fuck you. So it's like, holy shit.
And
Like,
then the big bomb was Loki. At the
well,
end.
yeah, the big bomb was Loki. I was expecting something to happen with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And like there was a big rumor that the city they go to in like Asia or whatever, Madripoor or whatever, is related to Wolverine because Wolverine goes there a lot.
Yeah. You said
Like,
that. You said
Yeah.
we
that.
were all like, everybody that knows what the fuck we're talking about was looking for Wolverine clues
Yep.
throughout the show, and nothing happened, and it just pisses you off.
Or Red Omega.
Omega Red, yeah,
Omega
yeah,
Red,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was another thing, that he was gonna be the fucking villain of those freedom fighter motherfuckers or whatever. And it's like, the moment you involve Omega Red, who is his biggest rival? It's fucking Wolverine. And it's such a cock tease, and then you get your blue balls, and then you don't bust a nut. It's like that was literally the feeling. And then Loki came, and by Loki, I low key gave up on the whole multiverse shit. I'm like, yo, they keep teasing all this shit, and it's not gonna happen. And then this motherfucker ripped the fucking thing, right? So once the word variant became a thing, I said that's how they're gonna explain the Spider-Man,
Yep.
because they don't look alike, obviously.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's like, it's happening now. It's fucking happening now. So, and now if you really think about it, even the dumb shit Disney Plus is doing in the background when they're putting all the like Fox movies on and shit. They're called Marvel Legacy movies or whatever. Technically, they're all canon now if you think about it, because they are variations of the main universe
Yep.
that we're establishing.
Yeah.
Which is how you can explain Deadpool 3 is going to happen, and he's merging to this
To the
universe now.
MCU.
All right, so you had a lot of gripes with our review of the Spider-Man No Way Home, right? You had some gripes with it.
I definitely did.
I want to ask you, tell me, what villains are in this movie that you can confirm?
The 5 that you saw in the trailer.
Yep.
Let's go back to this stream, the one you guys did the reaction to, right?
Yeah.
You guys were throwing some names out there for who's the 6th villain. Who do you think it is?
He brought up a good point about Mysterio, because we don't know if he's dead or not. But after seeing Venom, but I don't think Venom will off the
Don't
bat.
go back on your words right now.
No, I don't think. I don't.
Don't go back on your words. I want you to commit to what you said in that video.
No perjury. No perjury.
No, because like if you really think about it, I don't think they're gonna go right off the rip like making Venom the 6th member of the Sinister Six.
Why?
I think they're gonna leave him for a post-credit scene. I don't think he's gonna be in the movie per se, but he's gonna be in the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But we're leaving out Vulture.
Yep.
You know, like, and Vulture is essentially trying to build that team at the end of Homecoming. because you see Scorpion there in jail with him. That guy that he was talking to with the messed up eye, that's Scorpion.
But how do we know Vulture is bad? Because Scorpion came in hot.
Yeah.
He came in hot and was like, "Yo, I hear you. You know who the fuck this is."
Yeah.
Why did he say, "Yo, if I knew who it was, he would be dead already," even though he knows who it is?
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things. Kind of calls you back to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. You know, there's only how many villains were in those movies? Like 5.
Something like that.
If you think about it, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Venom, and the New Goblin. Okay, so 6.
Yeah, 6.
Right? Half of those villains squashed their beef with Spider-Man.
Yep. Like
That's-
Sandman at the end.
That's the difference. That's the difference between Spider-Man and other superheroes, right? Like all his villains feel like they have a personal connection to him, right? Which is throwing me off with the whole Doc Ock thing in there, and Sandman. Like if you're looking at the trailers, it's like they're beefing with Spider-Man.
But you know why?
I'm gonna get to that. So I don't think this is me just talking about Vulture. Essentially,
Yeah.
Vulture was saved by Spider-Man, so he sees
That
he's
is
a
true.
good kid.
That is true. That is true.
Spider-Man didn't have to. That's why he kind of paid his respects back by not revealing who it is to Scorpion, right? And they left it at that.
Gotcha.
I don't think a lot of things do hint at him being in it. Like I look at the merchandise as well. Like
He's in the movie.
he could very well
Vulture?
be.
Yeah.
I don't rule Vulture out.
Because also too
I
in
just
the
don't see-
trailer, when you see the scene when that building is being blown up, supposedly my brother pointed it out. He said one of the trucks is the trucks of Tombs. Is
No.
Oh no, not Feast. Is that company that Vulture was working for that was collecting up the Chitauri stuff.
Well, no. You got to remember that company drove his business out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Remember
gotcha.
they pulled up and was like, "We're taking."
Oh,
over
Tony
from-"
Stark's thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, my thing is, the big issue is the motives. The motives here. Vulture has no motive to go after Spider-Man. So that's what rules him out for me, at least.
Yeah.
I don't think Venom's gonna be
No.
anything. And a lot of people are saying like there's in the first trailer there's something jumping at him and
That's
swiping.
Lizard.
That's the lizard.
Yeah.
It has the same shape head and everything.
That's what you were saying.
It's the old. That's one thing you said in the thing too, and I was like, nah,
Yeah.
it's the
It's the
lizard.
yeah.
Okay.
I rule Venom out because you got to realize Venom's influence on the crowds is up here.
Yeah.
Lizard's is down here. So who's good as a side villain? The Lizard. You
Yeah.
can't just throw a character of this magnitude in as the last minute 6th member who has really no motivation to go after Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If anything,
Only going off of the symbiote like Unimind thing that they have, because Venom was kind of explaining it in the post-credit scene, saying like the symbiotes have a mental connection even across the multiverse or whatever, so they have kind of like the same memories. So it's kind of like
he's using the Topher Grace Venom.
like that, but I don't think that's how they're gonna set up Venom fighting Spider-Man yet, because they have no connection.
There's no
They have no interactions yet. You know.
that is a lot of history.
Yeah.
In order, it needs its own movie to explain that.
Yep.
Our Spider-Man
Yeah.
still needs to get the black suit. So
He still needs to get the black suit. I don't know how they're working it out, but
Yeah.
that's a whole nother thing.
Yep.
If they were to throw in a Venom in this movie, which is I still doubt Venom, any trace of Venom will be in this movie except for an after credit scene, is if they throw in Topher Grace. As much as people hate Topher Grace's Venom, if you really think about it, he is more Venom than Tom Hardy's Venom.
True.
correct, because Tom Hardy's is more like Agent Venom, where it's like good
he's
slash bad.
the
Yeah,
lethal
yeah.
protector.
Good,
That's
yeah.
once they realize Venom is getting popular, so let's bring him more mainstream and give him his own comic
Yeah.
book route.
Yeah.
But the traditional one that Todd McFarlane designed is a fucking animal,
Yep.
just like Topher Grace's.
Yep.
He just physically wasn't
He
as
wasn't-
big as you
yeah.
would want him to be. But to me, I think that's the better Venom.
You know who
I
I,
don't
think
give
it
a
is?
fuck. Who?
Morbius.
No.
Nope.
Again, you're making a whole movie of this one villain. Why am I going to throw him for 2 minutes at the end of another movie?
Why'd they push the Morbius movie back? Why is there a poster of Spider-Man in the Morbius trailer?
The multiverse.
Multiverse.
Correct.
That's not even Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's
I know. It's not Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I know that.
It's
But
Tobey Maguire's.
I think Morbius is a 6-member.
No,
I don't think so.
They wouldn't do that because that's kind of like backwards.
You gotta-
would
you
want to
gotta-
introduce him in his own movie and then try to do something like that.
That whole movie's a mess to me.
Yeah.
That trailer looks like a mess to me because it doesn't know what universe it lives in.
Yeah, it's all over the place. You
And
have Tobey Maguire,
I
you got
wanna-
Andrew Garfield.
And the problem is, the thing I feel they're gonna do with this fucking movie is they're gonna not explain any of the theories we have. It's like all these
Yeah.
assumptions and things they're just gonna ignore and just like be a movie about Morbius who is literally not knowing where the fuck he belongs,
Yep.
and that will fucking suck. And that is the difference between Sony and Marvel Studios
Yeah.
when it comes to their
It's true.
movies.
So who's the 6-member?
I think it's Mysterio.
It's true.
I did mention
It's true.
that he may have faked his death.
You called it out.
Well, I was saying he's a great character, and the way they portrayed him in that film was
Yeah, and
a
it
great
literally,
job.
if you really think about it, this is all his fault.
He's the one who started this whole.
That he started this whole. If that didn't happen, he wouldn't feel some type of way. He wouldn't go to Doctor Strange. He wouldn't fuck up the spell. He wouldn't unleash the multiverse. The other theory is that the multiverse is splitting because all these events throughout the Marvel universe are happening at the same exact time.
Yeah, WandaVision, the
So-
killing of that Kang and Loki, because there's a video where they do it side
And
by side.
they line it up exactly. So basically,
when she became
Scarlet Witch, she's a
Witch.
Nexus being who could jump
And
through.
when that timeline, literally, it was at the same timeline, right?
yeah, the same time as Doctor Strange's spell as well.
Yep.
And let's throw in the Venom end credit scene as well when the whole glow shit happens and shit, and they're like, it all happens at the same exact time.
Yep.
And I think that's what causes the ripple. Like Doctor Strange thinks it was him or whatever in the spell, but
it's a combination of
it's
all
a
these
combination
things.
of everything at one time. Like all these major events happened in the universe at the same exact time that it ripped like the fucking continuation of life or whatever.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, you also see at the end, once you see Spider-Man and the end title, right? You see Doctor Strange go, "They're coming and I can't stop it." It's very deceiving in that trailer. At what point of the movie that really is happening, because they switch between two different scenes, and all the breakdown videos have not acknowledged this. Like, and I picked this up on myself. He's standing on top of the torch of the Statue of Liberty, right?
Yeah.
Where they built that thing.
Yeah, but did you guys notice that when that is happening around, like the ripples?
The purple,
and shit?
yeah. We matched up the ripples in. What did we match the ripples to?
The end of Loki when
End
the
of Loki.
timeline is branching off and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
It's the same thing in What If, like how when at the last episode when the Watcher's fighting Ultron,
Right.
it's the same kind of design setup
Right.
and whatnot.
But you see that, and then you hear the audio over it, basically saying, "They're coming. I can't stop it." And then they cut to him going like this. The key difference there is he has his cape on when he says that they're coming. So everybody has all these theories like, "Oh my god, all these fucking villains are about to pop up. A million Kangs are gonna pop up." Like nobody realizes that that's audio from the beginning when he first cast the spell. He's talking about the villains of the movie.
Oh, Marvel, you slick.
So you're talking about
slick.
when Tom Holland's in front of him, and
And he
you see
breaks
the
it,
universe, and
he
then it
sees
comes
the
back
thing.
down.
That's when he says they're coming and I can't stop it. That's why
Okay.
he's shook.
Gotcha.
Because he's wearing his cape. Because then right after that scene, they cut back like to the greater view of the thing splitting and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's not wearing his cape.
They slick motherfuckers, huh?
Like if you
Slick.
play the trailer,
Slick.
because they want people.
mofos.
They want everybody's like assuming Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but he's really talking about the villains. If you really think about
Yeah,
it.
he's talking about the villains and stuff like
Right.
that. Where is the
It
thing?
would be more under Sony, I think. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, you want me to play from the beginning?
Yeah, you can play. I'll break down the shit I've noticed.
This is our review number 2. Featuring Kendo.
Okay, go back. Him in the rain.
Yeah,
Right.
that's more towards the end of the movie.
What do you think is happening here?
Mary Jane is dead.
Why MJ?
No, not MJ.
He's standing over Uncle Ben's grave. Or his mother's
Because I want
grave.
to put it out there. I did read some type of leaked script or whatever, and it's kind of matching up with the trailer, and it's kind of scary.
Before we say that, disclaimer: we're gonna talk spoilers.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Where's the sound, bro? I'm killing time for you. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Aunt May could potentially be dead here.
Yep,
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
there's a possibility.
You see, he's crying. Who can die right now that he would cry for? MJ, Ned, maybe Happy, and Aunt May.
I really think it's Aunt May.
Same. Continue.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
Pause. Hold on. Pause. That scene in the rain when he's crying over someone's grave. Could that be the same scene when the symbiote is on that tower with the bell and the symbiote comes on and latches onto him?
You're thinking too much. Shut up.
No.
It's directly from the comic.
We don't know.
It's directly from the comic.
Nowhere in the rain was he looking at somebody's grave. You just made that shit up.
It's directly from the comic. He's in the rain in a grave site, and the symbiote latches onto him.
No, in the bell tower, the symbiote latches
It was
onto
raining.
Eddie Brock.
It was raining.
It was raining.
Oh my!
and it was in a graveyard.
It was raining, he
The
says.
bell tower is how Eddie Brock gets the Venom suit, the symbiote.
I got something for you.
Oh my God! Am I right, Kendall? Am I getting to the right direction?
He was never in a gravesite.
I'm putting the
But
possibility out there.
Eddie Brock got the symbiote in the church, right? Is that true? Is that scene
In-
kind of comic book accurate?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but
According to the cartoon and Spider-Man 3, yes, that's how it
yeah,
happens.
yeah.
But he was not in a grave.
He's in a grave.
Just because it rains, he's not at the grave.
Oh my God!
All right, continue.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I hate all of you.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh my God! All right, continue with the trailer.
Oh, also watch, like, if you have a question about certain things, like if something looks confusing, I'll try my best to give my interpretation of it. Like what
Gotcha.
you just did, even though it was a stupid question.
You wanted everyone to get the Peter Parker Spider-Man.
I'm talking about this scene.
You mean the one picture of a comic cover
Started getting some visitors
that's fairly recent?
from every universe. Hello, Peter.
If you notice there, his suit is missing
Yeah,
on the chest, right?
Yeah, we saw
Yeah,
that.
we
yeah.
saw some guy
That's-
talking about it, saying
Yeah.
like it was like battle damage, and it's the same thing when Iron Man was fighting Thanos on Titan, where some of the suit of the nanotech was like being ripped off, and it's trying to compensate for some other part of the body and whatnot.
I think Kenny said earlier, like, why Doc Ock has red tentacles.
Because it latches on
The
to
nanotech.
Okay.
Doc Ock's
And it changes him.
Right, right.
Well,
Plus-
there's two versions that we're thinking of. Either the nanotech, he's stealing it from Peter's suit,
No, that's what he's doing.
or it could be because this is right when he comes into Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe, and they all start changing because they're in a different universe. That's also a possibility. Time travel. Y'all
I'm gonna go with the first one because also too you gotta put into account that his arms have their own mind. They're technology, so essentially they're going to pretty much absorb the nanotech onto his tentacles and stuff like that. And there's one scene in the trailer that shows that.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Go back. To when he's saying, "You're not my Peter Parker."
You're not Peter Parker. Parker.
If you look right there, if you go back, you see the suit.
You see it.
The part that ripped out is the part that's on his tentacles now,
yeah.
right? When
It's
he
more of a
goes,
reddish.
The costume goes up and was like, that's when he realizes this is not Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
That's the first clue that he's in the movie. Because now we're acknowledging that there's another Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Pause. Why does that just seem so normal and coy and like they're just talking to him like
Because I suspect
that he goes good?
that he's going to be good again. Why? Because you can't have such a great arc in Spider-Man 2. He went out realizing what he's been doing, and so he sacrifices himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big fuck you would be them basically making him evil, and he never had that redemption.
Yeah,
That
that's
just-
true.
That just ruined Doc Ock from 2004.
Yep.
That just ruined that whole movie for me. Mm-hmm. They're not going to do that,
Okay.
right?
They're gonna play off of.
He's
what they
gonna
left
join.
off.
What you see in the trailer, there is a shot where it looks like Electro is shooting at Doc Ock.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see him
He
like
pointed that
falling
out
off
too.
the side of the
Yeah.
building. So at some point, Doc Ock is helping, and I think he's gonna die again,
Okay, gotcha.
dying the hero again, like as a parallel to this variant.
Because also too, I heard when they get into the MCU, they're being grabbed at a certain time in those movies. So like Green Goblin, he's getting sucked into the MCU right before the glider goes into him. Doc Ock is getting into the MCU before he does that whole sacrifice in the water. And then all the other characters is the same thing in all those movies. They're getting picked off at a certain point in those movies. So they haven't died yet in those universes, but Doctor Strange knows in that timeline they're supposed to die, like in the hands of Spider-Man or whatever and stuff like that.
But then there's the theory as to only 2 of those guys really died.
Yep.
There's 5 of them. The Lizard helps Spider-Man at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Andrew Garfield, right? And then even when the dude's pulling up to his cell, he's like, leave him alone. So he's defending Peter Parker.
Yep.
Sandman squashed his beef, even though
Right.
Tobey Maguire forgave him for killing his Uncle Ben.
Yep.
Right? The only one that died, the only 2 that died at the hands of Spider-Man is Electro and the Green Goblin.
That's true.
That's the only ones.
Yep.
Doc Ock died because he sacrificed himself to save New York because he realized that what he's doing is wrong.
Right. 'Cause
Yep.
the suit was going crazy, having a mind its own.
And wasn't Lizard, he at the end of the movie, he was locked up pretty much, and then he
That's
told
what
that
I'm saying.
he told that guy in the hat, he was like, "Yo, leave Spider-Man alone."
I literally just fucking
No, I
said
know. I'm just reiterating. I'm just like trying to remember.
How'd you forget in the 2 seconds since I said it?
Back to the trailer.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
He's very calm there.
Yeah.
He's very calm. He's no longer an asshole.
So, Scooby.
And if you notice, his tentacles aren't open to see if the lights are red or white. I don't know if you are aware of that. So in Spider-Man 2, when you saw Spider-Man 2, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
right?
I just
back
don't
in the
remember
day.
it.
Okay, so in the beginning, at the presentation, he talks about this chip at the end of his spine that basically allows him to be in control of the machines. When the accident happens the first time, that little chip breaks.
Yep.
So essentially, the whole time he's bad, it's the smartness of the tentacles basically controlling his judgment and shit like that.
Okay.
And at the end, he has this moment with Tobey Maguire where he's just saying, like, there was something that Otto Octavius told him in the beginning when he was still good
Yeah.
that kind of influenced Spider-Man's life. So he hits him back with that quote, and then he's like, "You're right. It's a privilege. Like the intelligence is good for mankind or whatever." So he takes back control.
He's like yelling at the
tentacles.
tacticals. And
He's
stuff
like yelling at them like mentally and basically their center lights go from red to white. So every time their lights are red, they're in control, which you see in the beginning of the trailer and in the first one when he's throwing shit at Peter, his shits is red. Now that he's talking, they're closed. They're not showing. They're not in like an aggressive state. That means he's back in control. That means the real Doc Ock is there.
Ooh.
That's what it
okay.
seems like.
So is it more like a Hulk thing where he's able to control.
Essentially, it's a mental battle between him and the tentacles because their AI is so advanced that because that chip was broken, they can take over his mind and basically influence his thoughts and shit.
Yeah.
Crap.
They don't show that though.
Well, this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words
I'm gonna point
myself,
out something
starting
shortly.
with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap. You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
All right, you're letting this shit play way too much.
So in that scene, when it's presumably right after this, where Peter takes that little box. Right?
Let's go back because I feel like there's a bunch of clips we just saw, and they all have their own story behind them, if that makes sense. And there's just way too many to.
So where should I
let's
go
start from
back?
there.
Right there?
Let's go right there, right? And pause immediately after once you see him right there. Okay. So big thing is, why does Jamie Foxx look different now versus the Andrew Garfield movie? If you look here, he's still blue. He's creeping up on Spider-Man. He's still blue. So that's probably when he first comes into this universe.
Yep.
What Tom Holland is doing here is essentially he fucked up, so he's hunting down the villains to put them in those prisons right now.
Yep.
Right? So that suit is his regular red and black suit that he turned inside out because some shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right? On his chest, right above the spider,
There's a cell phone.
His phone is strapped to him. Like MJ and Ned are helping him with shit. That's the first. It's almost like a quick little Pokemon hunt. Like he's literally looking for Electro right now. Electro is blue. He's absorbing the yellow shit. So that's what's going to change his appearance. Like it's going to be a different type.
It's going to turn to yellow.
And now with the picture we saw earlier that I was showing you, I took the screenshot so I could show you. So once this comes up in conversation.
This one?
Yeah, okay, that was quick. He has an arc reactor, which is almost essentially controlling the human side of Electro. It just basically is handling the electricity. So he goes back to his normal human self, and all the electricity is conducted through this one suit, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of I think will explain why he looks like this and not blue and shit.
Gotcha.
So everybody's essentially getting an upgrade in this movie.
Yeah.
From their original universe. It's not like they just show up and they look different, if that makes sense.
And essentially, this suit also, too, Doctor Strange gave him the bangles, which is going to help him teleport these villains into those jail cells that they have. Yeah.
Right now. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words
Where should I
myself,
jump to
starting
now?
with-
Nah, leave it. Let it play.
Oh, let it play.
What are you doing?
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
All right, whatever there. Yep. All right, stop right there. Okay, so here you see the same shot in a different part of the trailer.
Yeah.
Where it's sand and electricity. So we at least know Electro and Sandman are attacking this building for some reason.
Yeah.
Why? Somebody's in that building.
I believe it's the Feast building, isn't it?
Yeah, and who works there?
His aunt.
Oh, man.
Aunt May.
Okay. And then there's another scene where he's jumping after a goblin bomb, which then explodes in front of him, right? It's the same fucking building. Right? So keep playing it.
You're flying out into the darkness.
This is definitely going to be the last fight.
Yeah.
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate.
Pause it. Right there. Boom. That building explodes right now. Green Goblin caused that, obviously.
Yeah.
Keep playing.
I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
So this is obviously the beginning.
Yeah.
He basically doesn't fuck with him. Is like, go get these things.
That scene, stop.
That's
right there.
this right here.
How come he's not wearing his cape?
His cape?
And he looks a little different. As if only, if maybe this was a variant Doctor Strange that he's fighting.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm just putting it out there.
I don't think so. He's probably using the cape to fight him right now. Like the cape could literally be just not in the shot. Like
Gotcha.
flying
It could
towards
be
Peter.
trying to like restrain
'Cause
Spider-Man
He's trying
or
to catch
something.
him essentially, and
get that box.
yeah, because he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Could be another way.
There isn't.
Right there, go back. Right there, that literally that scene.
There isn't.
She's running in the same building
Yep.
that the fucking bomb explodes in.
She's so hot.
This is where he takes the nano because he rips it off his head or some shit, or rips it from some other part of the body.
Starts turning red.
You know how to take this away from me.
Right there, see? He attacks Doc Ock.
Oh, you can see the arc reactor too when you saw the shot on him. I didn't realize that.
While the world tries to make
That second goblin, pause it. That second goblin is just Willem Dafoe with his upgrade.
Yeah, the
suit.
upgraded
That's
suit.
his changes he got done.
Yeah.
It's not.
He takes off the
James
helmet. He has
Franco.
the hood and all that.
Do you think Hobgoblin's in this
No.
movie?
No.
No.
It's a money shot right there. The other two Spider-Men
Yep.
are in there. And right there, pause it. You gotta pause it, bro.
I did. Where?
When I start talking, just. Nah, but right there, I don't know if y'all seen the breakdowns.
Oh yeah, I
Who
see.
the fuck are they jumping at? They're if this is Tom Holland right now, he's jumping towards
pinch.
Sandman, who's right here. Lizard's over here, still jumping forward.
It's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then nobody notices Electro is about to snuff somebody.
Also too,
Why are you snuffing up there when the nigga's down here?
and then you have the Brazilian trailer of Lizard just getting an air punch and whatnot.
Fucking Drax. John Cena.
Right there. So all three of them are in that shot.
See, you don't pause it at the right time, bro.
Hold on.
Come on, man.
It's all my fault. I can't save her.
Right there, though. Okay, so when he said that to Aunt May, it's almost like that kind of ruins the other theory of her dying because it looks like he got hit with an explosion. Right? So,
And
but
she's alive.
It's definitely her, the one that's like talking to him, right?
Yeah.
The only difference is there he doesn't have the new suit. Go back. Nope. Yeah, see how he has the gold on the new suit?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Go and then pause it when she's talking to him. Like he's talking to her.
have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
Look, Happy pulls up to the place like, shit, what just happened?
This is all my fault.
Right there, boom. He has his regular suit.
The regular suit.
So my only thing is maybe at the end, Doctor Strange gives him the enchanted. I don't know what the fuck, or maybe even Doc Ock does return some of the nanobites to him, and then that's what makes that golden spider come over him, and then Doctor Strange enchants it to be, because I've seen the toys and shit, and it's like Doctor Strange magic coming out of those web shooters and shit.
Yeah.
Save everyone. Because now he has the updated suit, which has nanobites in it. But it's a
in this
regular.
suit, it's
still the black and red suit. His normal suit is just now it has this thing over it. Like
So
it's not
there's
an Iron
three Spider-Man in this scene.
There's three
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man in this scene right here. And the dude that broke it down was basically saying that wheel. You see that wheel?
the shield. Yeah.
Yeah. So the lightest part right there, when he jumps off, there's a motion blur that like happens, almost like somebody got edited out. Same thing with the spike on the left,
Yeah.
and only those two spots have that.
Snap.
This is all my fault.
So that's basically them jumping next to him when this happens. And look, like Electro's up here about to snuff somebody. Lizard is down here, and then he gets snuffed.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yep.
I'll go. Like maybe like a second behind. You see, definitely he's going after Sandman because Sandman goes like this and he dodges the fist, and that's what makes him drop down, right? You still see Electro up there fighting somebody.
Yep.
Like who else? Doctor Strange? I don't think so.
In this scene, I don't think it's Tom Holland saving her. I think it's Andrew Garfield.
I have two theories about that. That scene we saw where he looks and jumps off is Tom Holland.
Yeah.
That whole hand scene, it could very well be Tom Holland. But what's going to happen here, the difference is he's not going to catch her. it's gonna be like the Green Goblin or something swoops him or some shit.
Or hits him or something like
something, and then that's when Andrew jumps in. Andrew's
as
the one
like redemption for
and Andrew's
his last
the one
movie.
that saves her because the Green Goblin just kind of interfered, same way as the Green Goblin's the one that caused Gwen to fall off.
Yeah.
It's the parallel to Andrew's universe, so he jumps in and saves her. Or Sony's just retarded and was like, oh, fucking save her, you know?
Nah, I think Andrew's gonna do it because it's gonna be like kind of redemption for him for not saving Gwen in that movie, so he's able to save another Spider-Man's loved one, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that.
This movie.
Huh?
Who wrote this movie?
I don't know. And then this is the scene I was talking about.
What's happening?
See? No cape.
Oh. Keep that.
Cape.
Cape.
See that?
I didn't realize that. Holy smokes.
Starting to come through.
Where's the thing at?
What's happening?
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that. Unless they didn't finish the VX for it, the visual effects.
Yeah, because if they CGI'd one of the Spider-Mans out for off that promo in Brazil, they could do some crazy shit and just not incorporate some stuff, right?
Marvel's slick like that. They do that with all the trailers.
But it's just crazy that they could just do that and then like get completely shock people.
Remember that?
Just like
But they did that on
Yeah.
purpose because you're like, wait, who's coming?
yeah,
But it just, in context, it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
storytelling wise.
I get this movie's gonna expand more shit, but I don't think it's gonna end on a cliffhanger like, oh my god, the multiverse is open. What do we do now?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna have its ending, like, you know, if the other two Spider-Men are in it, this whole final battle, something happens. There's still those ripples in the air, but like nothing's coming through yet or anything. They just get sent back to their original homes and shit. And yeah, and then shit happens, you know, he says goodbye to everybody and shit like that. And I think past this, Spider-Man's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, he's going to be different. Like, he's going through some crazy shit here.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to do a lot.
I can't stop.
What if Paul Giamatti is back as right now?
Anyways, so it's one of those just why are you here? And who invited you to this party? You get what I'm saying?
I just keep it on stupid days.
See, he's back
There's no
there.
cap. There's no cape there too.
December 17th.
Because you were right in the first trailer. That's that same scene where he's doing the spell and he's like, I can't stop it. They got me through or whatever. Yeah, that is true. They're sneaky with these trailers, bro.
Yeah, they
really are sneaky,
They do
especially
that
with the
'cause,
editing.
like, Infinity War had the Hulk in it, running with them at the end.
Yeah,
I have that.
Yep.
I have that Funko.
They weren't even in the jungle when that whole scene happened.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
They like just threw a different like curveball at us and whatnot.
Yeah. Because they want everybody to point
Picture
stuff
it.
out. And
At this fucking point, everybody suspects it. There's only so much they could keep denying, right?
Yeah.
All this evidence points to these motherfuckers being in it, right? So what? It started with the Jamie Foxx post, right? He said, it's spider hunting season, blah, blah, blah. Y'all 3 Spider-Man, blah, blah, blah. The picture had 3 Spider-Men on it, right? And then you get the random interviews with some of the side cast, right? Like the one of the teachers from Far From Home or whatever. The black dude was like, the person with slick was like, yo, so which Spider-Man are you most excited to share the screen with? He said the OG Tobey Maguire. Straight up. He basically said that.
Wow.
And like, it's almost like he got tricked into that with that question, right?
Yeah.
And you just slipped up. He said, yo, Tobey Maguire, that's the original one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically just said, I shared, scenes with fucking Tobey Maguire. I think Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be the reason he becomes his own thing, right?
Yeah.
So we all know everybody's going to forget that he is Spider-Man. This kind of pulls him away from being held by all these fucking superheroes in each movie. It's back to comic Spider-Man where nobody knows who's behind that mask, including the other superheroes. So it's almost a way of them to fix certain things that people were complaining about and then if they continue another trilogy when he's in college, but now nobody knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right. And being that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are two Spider-Man that's literally all they know, they're going to influence it in a certain way. Like, they're going to drop the with great power comes great responsibility shit, and I hope it comes from Tobey, because that's his movies are the ones that really push that quote.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's going to teach him another thing, like about loss and this and that. You know, his biggest regret was not catching Gwen and shit. That's why he redeems himself in that movie, like at that scene or whatever. Hopefully that's what happens, right? And it's like going forward, now that these guys are gone, these guys were like my literal role models. Like, this is how they lived their lives over here, and now shit's happening to me the same way it's happening to them. I should follow their advice. I should be my own thing. I should be my own Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, damn. They took those things off.
What?
You know those screenshots that they had online that one YouTuber posted up and watermarked it?
So, yeah, the first one was they're in the kitchen. Happy, Aunt May, Tom Holland, and Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox is fucking Daredevil.
Yeah.
He's there, and it's like, okay. He's the fucking lawyer. The dude is at all these Comic Cons. People are telling him to sign autographs of their Daredevil and Spider-Man comics. And then he goes, I wonder if I'll show up in the movie as a joke.
Yeah.
To one of the people. Tobey Maguire is walking around fucking Central Park. People are taking pictures with him. They're like, yo, so you in the Spider-Man? And he just winks at the person. Like,
small little subtle stuff.
Yeah.
subtle things there. And it's like the little shit. And essentially, I've been keeping up with this movie since like the start. And when they started hinting at Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin,
Oh, my God, yeah.
it was like, yo, that'll be fucking sick.
Yeah.
And I already see them doing it with Doc Ock. Like, they already confirmed Doc Ock is in here. Like, the dude had a whole interview and shit. This could be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Then what? You see the fucking pumpkin bomb in the fucking first trailer, and you're just like, fuck, it's true, right? You know, in the first trailer, you see that lizard jump, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's Venom. I was like, that's too much. Like,
Yeah.
that's too much. Throw in a side character. It's the lizard. You know, like, he has the big ass head too. And then the other picture is them, the three of them. What looks like on the Hudson, the three Spider-Men unmasked, like looking at something, right?
It's the scene where they're at the Statue of Liberty because the scaffolding.
Yeah,
you have like
the
pipes and
scaffolding,
stuff like
everything
that.
matches up to the original picture you see of Andrew Garfield just sitting there holding onto a bar, and it's the same fucking scaffolding you see at the last battle when that's flying around from that fight, and it's just like, just tell us already.
Tell us.
What I think is gonna happen, which we still have to look at when the tickets really gonna sell, because I'm telling you it's the 29th, but he
Probably
keeps saying
is,
it, and
hold
I
on.
don't want to miss it just in case. But
the 29th, yeah.
what I think is, if they release one final trailer, it's gonna be obviously to launch the ticket sales, and they need to go out with a bang. They need to finish that trailer, if there is a trailer, with a bang, and they're gonna reveal the other Spider-Man. Because picture it, if they jump in, it goes, instead of this, it's gonna say tickets on sale now. Boom. I just saw two niggas I grew up with. I need to get this fucking tickets right now.
You think they're gonna drop a third trailer?
They always announce when they're dropping a final trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, this wasn't final.
This was the official trailer.
This is the official trailer.
And then there's always a when
final,
tickets
like-
go on sale trailer. I could be completely fucking wrong and they throw me off, but this is how they've been doing shit since Endgame. Like,
I don't know.
even prior.
I'm breathing heavily.
I'm not sure.
You think it's too much?
I don't. With all the talks with like Kevin Feige not wanting to show those two, and Sony wants to show those two.
I heard it was the other way around.
Was it?
I don't know.
Nah, wait. Because I heard online it was Kevin.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, because I heard Kevin Feige was like, no, do not show them whatsoever. And he won the battle against that with Sony. Because Sony was like, no, let's put them in the trailer. Like, the fans got to know this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then Kevin Feige is like, no, don't do that. Like, you're giving away too much. Like,
Okay, I could see that.
And whatnot.
But
what if they put Mysterio on the trailer?
Nah, you can't.
No.
Nah, don't do that.
if anything, that should be the reveal.
Yeah, in the movie.
Because, again, they're hinting. This whole trailer, they literally said there's other Spider-Men. Literally with their actions and shit like that. Like, why else are these fucking villains attacking this one Spider-Man who doesn't know who the fuck they are? There was they released like a TV trailer, kind of TV spot or whatever, and It's like it's between where is it? It's between Doc Ock and this nigga. Where is it? I see, bitch. Oh my god, I lost it. Fuck me.
All right.
Never mind. Cut that out.
All right, boys.
Yeah.
I think we're long overdue.
Yeah. This is a good one.
This was a very good one.
Experience.
Deep.
If you like our antics that we say here, if you like listening to me, Jimbo, and Trillboy over here rant and rave, you should come check out Trillboy's Twitch.
Yes, sir.
What's that Twitch app, Trillboy?
The Twitch is twitch.tv/Trillboy15.
Go check that out. Usually we play some Apex. You can see me and Jimbo yell at each other, and you can see Trillboy over here steal our loot.
I'm dead.
Yeah. And also, too, thank you for being on.
Thank you for
Is there
having me.
anything you want to
Thank you,
promote?
brother.
Your Instagram?
I have two. One, my main page at KM Arts, KAYEM_ARTZ. And then my tattoo page is Dracula Inc. Dracula.Inc. Sorry. It's with a K. And then, yeah, just follow me there and enjoy the show.
Thanks for coming on, man. And,
Thank you for having me, guys.
keep up the
You guys are
great
awesome.
work, man. Dope.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We out.
We're good. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Last Slice podcast. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Later.
Thank